At Danner, the journey is never complete. The Danner N45 Trail Hiker is designed to support those willing to sweat in search of their edge. Featuring per-spare uppers with Areoprene gussets for maximum breathability and Endurafoam midsoles for long-lasting comfort and cushion. The recraftable Vibram Mega Grip outsoles are built to be rebuilt. Danner's Precision Fit technology is available in women's styles. Breathe in the scenery with the Danner N45 Trail Hiker. Wherever you are on your journey, take new steps in the only direction you were meant to go. Forward. Explore the N45 at Danner.com.
Going up.
Prices keep going up these days. It feels like being on an elevator that only goes up.
Going up.
But not at Metro. We're pushing the down button.
Going down.
We lowered prices and give you a 5-year price guarantee on talk, text, and data. Get one line of 5G data for $40, period. That's 20% lower. Only at Metro.
5-year guarantee on eligible plans. Exclusions apply. See website for details. Not available at Metro with T-Mobile in the past 6 months. Tax applies.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With non-stop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several European cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation and make it even more memorable by offering comfortable and spacious cabins where you can sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
Hey, anyone know what channel the game's on? We know. Download the Sports on What app today and always know how to watch the game. Satellite, cable, or streaming. Sports on What knows the channel the game is on, and you can too. Subscribe today to start your 7-day free trial. Sports on What? We know.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right, for the last month, garbage men in Birmingham, England, they've been on strike. And as you'd imagine, trash on the street is piling up. But aside from being unsightly, the trash is attracting the local wildlife, namely rats. Now, in addition to freaking people out, rats are leaving behind droppings. And sure, that's not ideal, but when an animal leaves behind droppings, it tells me that the poops aren't that big. Dogs, for example, they don't leave droppings. Dogs, they leave turds. All right, that's an entirely different game. That's why you're asked to clean up after your dog. In particular, we would like you to pick up after your dog after it pops a squat in the lobby of our office building. That was the case on Friday here. Someone's dog took a crap in the lobby. But as we discovered this morning, our building is a turd magnet. Early this morning or at some point over the weekend, a human being took advantage of our parking garage stairwell and, well, they dumped a hot one. And the smell of it, it's kind of hard to describe other than, I'll just say, thick. It's bad. But it leads to one of many questions that we have for you in the form of our random question. And this is how it works. You see, you call us. We'll ask you a question that completes random. And after you share your answer, we will share with you the news story that inspired said question, brought to you today by our friends at Advanced Hair Restoration.
To be a part of the big show, the random question, call 206-803-ROCK. Like KISW on Facebook, follow us on X and Instagram at Men's Room Live, and send those emails to the Men's Room at KISW.com. Oh, but y'all, away we go. Welcome to the 20th anniversary season, episode number 4,302. What a large and charge program we have for you today. Guaranteed future repeat, the exciting return of your guess is as good as mine. Our categories, we have the greenest states in the United States.
Oh, okay.
Also, we have the...
Is green is a euphemism for anything or just like green?
I picked this category because they're the greenest states in the United States.
All right.
Now, there are also 10 on here that are not so green.
Not so green?
They're not so green. And in a lot of ways, they are not so green.
Okay.
Okay. You know what I mean? As far as all those things are concerned. So, green states, they say states with the best environmental quality, air, water, soil, eco-friendly behaviors, green buildings per capita, alternative fuel vehicles per capita, certified organic farms per capita, blah, 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 climate change contributions. You get the idea. So we have the greenest and the least green. And the least green are exactly the states that you think they are. That might be the easier way to go if you pick that category. Next up, what we have for you, if you're planning on doing any traveling, coming up, I know that a lot of people are on spring break. We have the 10 best airlines to fly here in the United States of America.
Okay.
And so far...
I'm curious to know that one.
I to be honest with you, last 3 3 or 4 times that I have flown, for the most part, I have had decent air travel.
All right.
Decent. Now, now keep in mind, I've had flights that just got canceled. I've had to, hop between 2 or 3 airports, but the actual flight when you got on the plane, was a pleasant experience.
That's the thing, though, man. Like the airline experience generally, it's not that interesting. It's more the airport experience.
Depends
So a
on
lot
where
of
you are.
times you remember,
Yeah.
like, I flew this airline, but you're bitching about stuff that happened at the airport that the airline actually has nothing to do with.
Sure.
But by the time you're done, you're like, I hate Delta. Well, Delta had nothing to do with all the crap in the airport.
Right. I had to go get a ticket changed in Newark, and I went up to the gate, and the woman said, shoot. And I
She
said,
actually
"What?"
say shoot.
Yeah,
It's
basically.
Newark. I'm just curious.
Well,
They let it fly.
I can't cuss. So I said, what? She said, well, I was hoping this flight would take off out of the Newark terminal here. And I'm like, why? She's like, well, you're in kind of an older terminal. And I'm like, oh, look, it's Newark. It's New York City.
Right.
This cannot be that bad. And I walk in this terminal. I'm like, oh, my God. This is an airport that represents New York City in international travel.
In what way?
Yeah.
Like, is it?
It is old. It is antiquated. You cannot believe.
Apparently, the new terminal is very nice.
Okay.
But
I
the
did
old
not see
terminal is, I'm pretty sure. Were you flying Alaska?
Yes, I was.
Yeah, I know that gate. That's, yeah.
Damn.
I know
It's
that
that bad.
Well, there's I don't know if
know
it's
that
still there.
gate.
There used to be like one steakhouse kind of up the elevator or the escalator from where you have to go down. But like the way I remember is that you go down like this escalator or whatever, and it's like you go back in time.
Yeah, I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
And I was flying to San Francisco, then that wasn't too bad, but then I flew to Portland and finally got home in Seattle.
Was this the post-Africa trip?
Yes.
Jeez.
This is on my way back. And I already been on a flight for 16 hours.
Right. That's what
So
I mean.
I'm just like,
Can you make it easy?
I'm just like, you know what? I've already been battered down enough. You just keep pounding me. You know what I mean? I got this.
I'm with you. Lately, my flights have been okay. There was like a 4-year period there where I had 2 different planes make emergency landings before.
Well, the one guy died, right?
He did, yeah.
Yeah,
he
it's
died.
not really on the airline.
The second one,
He ate the
we
bad
barely, right? We were barely going, and was supposed to be direct from Baltimore to here, and then I was like, oh man, we're stopping at Chicago. But I think the guy got so sick that they were like, we got to clean this plane.
I just read that Boeing, among other things, that they're getting a little heat right now, and it's not for doors blowing off or engine trouble. Apparently, the latch on one of the models of airplane on the bathroom, it's a little faulty. So a couple of planes, my understanding is, they actually had to turn around because someone could not get out of the bathroom. Flight attendants could not open the door. And I guess the way
that's
they
right.
explained
Yep.
it, they said, look, we know it doesn't sound like a big deal. It's the FAA explaining it. But the truth is, if you are trapped in the bathroom, the smallest of things go wrong with the flight, like turbulence and the expected things, like it's infinitely more dangerous. And we can't have someone break their neck and die in the freaking bathroom because we had turbulence.
Yeah. Well, I'm telling you,
really? That's the fix, the bathroom latch?
I fly probably 3 or 4 times a year.
Sure.
Every time I get into the bathroom. Now, I can use the bathroom.
Good for you.
Then I get up to the sink, man, and it's almost like I'm in a foreign country driving on the other side of the road. I cannot find where the paper towel dispenser is. I am uncertain. Oh, no, I just grabbed a Kleenex. That's not right. Oh, I just pulled a whole tab out thing for a gasket for the
Right, for the toilet. I do that a
Jesus,
lot.
Where is the paper? Oh, looking around underneath, Then I go to use the soap and realize I just put lotion all over my hands. You'd think I'd never used the bathroom before
Yeah.
every time I get into a plane. But
This is brand new.
that's right. We have the Green Estates and the Friendly Skies coming up with your guess is as good as mine on the way at 4:30. Also, big thanks to everyone who stopped by Muckleshoot Casino.
Oh, yeah, man.
This Saturday, Men's Room World Tour stop number 3. Huge success. New originals kicked ass. Ted, you and Mike dominated. The band sounded fantastic. Everybody had a
Man,
great
did sound
time.
good.
Yeah, man.
And we had smoke.
Yeah,
I know.
you
We
do
were,
have smoke.
we were talking about that. I did not realize they had the smoke machine there.
Yeah.
And was it during you, Mike? I guess I can't remember. One of you, the smoke started coming out, and I'm playing, and it was hard not to laugh because I'm like, really?
I snuck down to the front of the stage and lit up a couple cigarettes.
Like, we
Well, I
had
thought it went
smoke?
off like 3 times during Mike's, and I'm on the side stage talking to Joey. I go, well, if I get some smoke. Yeah.
Really?
And then at one point it went off, and I literally think I said to the mic, oh, there's the smoke.
That's right.
There we go.
Big thanks if you stopped by. I know we sold a lot of 20th anniversary lager. I could see that in the Men's Room IPA.
The sausage definitely.
Everybody had a sausage in their hand. People were eating the salsa.
The salsa sold out.
Oh, it did sell
Nice.
out.
It sold out,
yeah.
man.
Awesome. Okay.
I'll tell you what, I've been trying to be a good boy during the week or whatever. Man, Those IPAs taste good. It had been a while since I had one.
Crisp
I was
and
just
clean.
like, damn, this tastes good.
Yeah. And Muckleshoot, as far as the Galaxy Ballroom, that is a fantastic spot. The bartenders couldn't be nicer. They served our listeners as quickly as possible.
Sure.
Everybody was well behaved. It was great talking to everyone, get a chance to, a lot of people have been to a lot of different events. People love that spot, man.
Well, there's a casino around. I mean, this becomes an all-inclusive day.
Right. Now, I told you guys.
Dude, I hit their sports book afterwards and watched a couple fights.
And did you win any money?
I did not bet.
You did not bet. You just went in there.
I know
what about
your
you,
update.
man?
Yeah,
The
so-
hot stuff slot machine.
I don't know what you're talking about.
We announced it even at the show. Just said, look,
did?
man, we had a basic thing. You were there, and we said
Oh,
something the effect of, hey, if he wins $100 or more, we qualify this as a victory on the hot stuff slot machine.
So I first thing I did was I walked in, and there was one of those jackpot games.
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, all right, you know what? I'm just going to try and see what happens because it was like the big jackpot one. Like you put
Does
your
it
money
pay
in.
more money, or is it just a bigger machine?
I'm not sure what it pays out, Steve. I put in $60 and walked out $60 lighter in the wall.
Okay.
So that was the first game I tried. So now I got $140 on me, and I finally make it to hot stuff.
Okay. How much money? 140.
I got $140 in my
All
pocket.
right.
Hot stuff is in front of me. All right. I got my buddy Charlie to the right. He's playing the other hot stuff machine.
Keep in mind, I'm in the sports book with my buddies, drinking beers, watching Chase Hooper fight.
All right.
Then as we're coming back through, it's been like an hour, we see Miles.
Right. Now, my buddy Charlie puts $40 in.
Okay.
I put in $140.
All right.
All right. And all of a sudden, like within 2 spins, Charlie's looking for some hot stuff. And I'm like, oh my God.
Charlie hit it?
He just hit it. Nice. So then all these bonus things start going and like different things and stuff spinning and crap like that, man. I'm like, oh my God. And ding, 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 ding. I'm like, you mother.
How much did he win?
He won like $250 right off of it.
Nice. Good going,
He
Charlie.
was up to 300. I think he cashed out about 2 bills. Off of 40. So he would have won the bet.
Yeah.
Now I'm down to about $86. And I'm like, but I'm maxing bet. Held it, I'm all in. I think I popped one more time back up to 100, and then from there it was just a decimation of my wallet all the way down. I bet $200. I lost $200, just like last time I was there.
Yeah.
And I could be wrong, but it was like as I turn the corner, we see him. It's like, all right, big time, how'd it go? It didn't go so hot.
No, it was not hot stuff at all.
No hot stuff for you.
It's cold stuff. That's exactly what it was. Except for Charlie.
Oh, Charlie did great.
He walked out happy.
Should have played his machine.
The wife had a posse with her there, and her aunt jumped on a couple of the slot machines and came in with a full wallet and left with an empty one. But as we were on our way out there, the wife finds a press your luck machine, and she jumped in there and put, I think, like $20 in there. Walked away 40 richer.
All right.
All right. Her aunt, red hair?
Yes.
I met her.
Yes, you did.
Yes, I did.
Yes, you called her the older sister.
Right, I did.
Oh, damn.
I've got away with a
Good
lady.
job, Miles. Good job.
She knows I was joking.
Does she?
Yes.
Does she?
Yes.
Okay.
Is she not older?
I smiled. I mean, she could tell.
Oh.
It was obviously a sarcastic comment. Just saying. But
It went over well, Miles.
Yes, it did.
The fact that you know that.
She forgot about it like instantly.
Sure.
Never brought it up again for the rest of the night.
Oh.
Putting in work with the attractive women. Attaboy, Miles.
She thought the joke was funny, you see.
How do you know that?
She was laughing like
She
crazy.
couldn't stop thinking about it.
Because you couldn't stop thinking about
Stop
it.
thinking about it. That's right. Let's see here.
She must like me. She remembers exactly what I said.
I know that. We have...
Yeah, exactly. That's not how compliments work.
No.
Oh, I remember what you said. So you appreciate it.
That's right. Still laughing, aren't you? Okay, so this week,
That's been a fun ride home.
yeah,
For Mike.
read between the lines here on what we are doing as we get set for Sunday. Is that correct? Sunday? It's Sunday, right?
It is Sunday.
Sunday's Easter.
Oh, I was like,
falls-
what's so big about Sunday?
We're celebrating Easter and this day on the same day. Is that
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Huh. I wonder what it'll be in the bottom of those baskets.
Yes, Saturday's the 19th, and therefore Sunday's Easter.
Will it be the plastic grass or will it be...
Real grass. Fake Easter eggs.
Yeah. But Sunday, we're celebrating Sunday. So what we do is, at the beginning of every show, we put all of our names in a hat. And we draw one of those names. Now, it's up to you to figure out which member of the program you believe got their name pulled from the hat.
Yeah.
And it's just as easy as following us on X at Men's Room Live. All the names of the members of the show are up there. During the show, maybe you'll hear something or kind of be clued into a little something that'll make you feel like, I think that is the guy whose name was pulled this week or today, And we'll vary it up depending on the day. Some days, maybe there'll be more than one person. Other days, maybe there'll be 3 or 4 people whose
just
names,
one person whose name didn't get chosen.
That is exactly right. And we will do this throughout the week.
Known as the DD.
As we celebrate Sunday. Pretty much.
Random.
And today's the day we do our random question 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Cheyenne. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, gentlemen.
Hola. Cheyenne, welcome to the program. And a random question. Okay, Cheyenne, let's just get this out of the way right away. Where is the worst or most unexpected place that you found a turd?
I probably laying in my kitchen when I've come home because I got pets. So, you just find turds sometimes in the place you least expect it.
Yeah.
Sometimes in the laundry.
In your clothes in the laundry?
Yeah, the cat gets vengeful and gets in there and leaves a nice present, unfortunately.
What do you do to make the cat vengeful? I know every once in a while I'm going to come home and the dog's going to have lost her S because whatever's going on in her stomach. So far, she's been very good about that, but it's going to happen. But the cat is only in the litter box. So far, I have not
Sometimes
pissed
they'll
off my
drag
cat.
one out if they're long haired.
I understand, but I'm saying my cat has not been mad at me enough yet to leave me a present somewhere. So what do you do to piss your cats off?
Well, she's got separation anxiety apparently, and just like when I fly out of town for a concert, like I'm going to do in a couple of days, she kind of resents it, and so she gets pissed.
All right. So you think you're going to come home to a turd after this concert?
Probably so, yeah.
Cheyenne, where are you going?
Yeah, what concert?
I'm actually going to see one of my favorite hip hop artists, and he's from Seattle, Greaves, and I'm going across the state to see it.
All right, awesome. Okay. Now, the reason we asked, where's the worst or most unexpected place you found a turd? And I will also say this. I had one of my dogs used to exclusively poop on the welcome mat right in front of the door, all right? So I would come home, it would be dark. Now, where the light switch is, it's about 3 or 4 steps away from the entrance to the door.
Yeah.
So I would oftentimes, as I open this door, smear
Just
the
spread it,
turd
yeah.
all the way across the welcome mat, onto the tile. It would hit me. By that point in time, I've got 2 feet in it, and now I'm tracking it to the light switch. I turn the light switch on. It hits me with the smell. I look down, and I realize I have just spread that crap everywhere, all over the entrance to my place.
I would have reversed my door to open outward. And that, look, if the dog's going to do this, man.
But at least the problem is, I give credit to your dog for being like, oh, I can't hold it. I'll go here on this mat close to the door.
Sure.
Yeah. So it seems like maybe the dog was trying to help you.
Maybe.
Or sabotage.
Or just showing you, look, I was close. Reason we asked where's the worst or most unexpected place you found a turd. We come right back here to our office. This is Friday afternoon. It is probably 4:30 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. We are close to getting out of here for the weekend. Keep in mind, on Friday in downtown Seattle at about 2 o'clock, the entire town shuts down as far as anyone actually working.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
there's no one downtown.
So, we what do we have, 42 stories in this building? Mm-hmm. There are maybe 50 people in the entire building. You don't see anyone. But one thing we did find out is that someone came through the lobby with their dog, and their dog dropped a heater right in the middle of the lobby.
Oh, yeah.
Now,
right.
it's a dog. Dogs, I mean, every time, you might have a mistake every once in a while. But
don't you pick up after your dog? I mean, if you're out with your dog, don't you have a bag?
In all fairness, this gentleman was in a motorized wheelchair.
But I know.
I don't believe he had the capacity to be able to bend over and pick that up.
But even if you have a bag, you could ask someone who really doesn't want you to ask, hey, man, look, I can't reach down to do it, but I do have a bag.
Look, he's in a wheelchair, right?
Yeah.
So no matter when he walks his dog, he's not picking up the dog. Ever. I'm giving this guy a pass based on his limited ability to be able to do that, right?
Wait a minute.
They don't have some
You can lean over. I know he cannot get up and physically
maybe
walk.
he can't get on down.
But we saw his wheelchair outside. I'm saying this: you can't get away with not picking up after your dog because you're in a wheelchair.
Now,
I would throw. That seems wrong.
Otherwise, I'm taking my dog out of the wheelchair.
Or people just be like, all right, you got to get rid of the dog.
Yeah. Well, so there's a hint of poo when we go downstairs. I mean, it's again, the entire lobby is empty. There's a faint smell of poop. This morning, Monday morning, get in here. Somebody either broke into the building, found their way into the parking garage. Whatever the deal was, there is a stairwell. Now, the stairwell goes down 4 floors underneath the building. And it's for parking, obviously. There's an elevator, but there's also a stairwell. Someone dropped a heater on the very bottom floor sometime over the weekend of the stairwell. Now, I basically came into the stairwell the equivalent of the 3rd floor. I only need to walk up 1 flight of steps. It is absolutely one of the most pungent, ridiculously smelling bowel movements I have ever experienced. When I opened that door, man, I almost got knocked back. And the first thing you do instinctively, I don't know why, but you hold your breath.
Yes.
And you don't breathe. So I closed my mouth.
Yeah, it was awful.
And I walked up the steps as fast as I could, opened the door. Now, I tell Steve about this, but an hour later goes by. So we go outside to get a smoke, walk outside, smoke a cigarette. I'm like, hey, man, you just got to smell the hallway. You just got to smell the stairwell in here. So we open up the door, and I'm telling you,
smell it.
It was almost stronger than it was when I was walking.
It was ridiculous. Keep in mind, I did not go into the stairwell. He opened the door. I put 1 foot in. That's it.
Yeah.
This turd is 4 floors below us, and it's like someone crapped on your pillow next
That's
to
right.
you.
So I tell someone, because I thought, surely, they know about this, right? So I go up to a person I know, and I said, and she looks at me, and she goes, not me. And I was like, you don't even know what I'm going to say. She's like, I'm not doing it. I was like, all right.
And she held true to that. We saw her like 2 hours after that, and Miles goes, hey, man, anybody cleaned up the parking garage? Maybe. It wasn't me.
Somebody must have, because I couldn't smell it.
Oh, you did go through.
I opened the door.
Okay.
You did open the door.
Just to see if you could
Just to see. Then I was like, I don't have to press it.
More of the random question coming up, 206-803.
This Bosch 2-in-1 impact driver rules.
Oh, yeah!
That couldn't have been.
Macho Man Randy Savage indeed, yeah. A.K.A. you're in a Bosch. I'm a macho manifestation of that feeling you get when you use that 2-in-1 impact driver.
Oh, yeah?
Nah, say it with your chest, brother. Oh, yeah!
Oh, yeah!
We'll work on that.
The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a Bosch.
Now is the perfect time to start on your next success. An accredited state university, University of Maryland Global Campus offers online and hybrid courses. Plus, you can earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start May 14th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Nerds! Today's episode is sponsored by Smart Travel, a new podcast from NerdWallet. Smart Travel doesn't just cover points and miles. They break down all the financial aspects of your trip, whether that's the best days to book, how to avoid hidden fees, or which fancy travel credit cards pay off, and which ones are just an expensive flex. If you want your travel budget to work harder, then dive into the best deals, products, services, and more with Smart Travel from NerdWallet, wherever you get your podcasts.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. What if comparing car insurance rates was as easy as putting on your favorite podcast? With Progressive, it is. Just visit the Progressive website to quote with all the coverages you want. You'll see Progressive's direct rate, then their tool will provide options from other companies so you can compare. All you need to do is choose the rate and coverage you like. Quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
The brand new Grand Casino & Shoreline is now open. Step into the action with Vegas-style table games like Baccarat, Heads Up Hold'em Poker, Pai Gow, Blackjack, and High Card Flush. Feeling hungry? Feast on delicious Chinese, Vietnamese, and continental dishes plus breakfast favorites. Dine in or take out. And don't miss daily happy hours from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. to midnight. Grand Casino & Shoreline off Aurora. Open daily from 9 a.m. to 4 a.m. Visit GrandCasinoGaming.com. Welcome to the grand experience.
We rock.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Pinky's Plumbing Studio, you're in the men's room. Text the guys at 206-803-ROCK.
Random question, 206-803-ROCK.
Week.
Hello, Joe. Welcome to the men's room.
Random.
How's it going, guys?
Hola. Doing good, Joe. How are you, man?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
Oh, we're doing all right for a Monday. Let's see here. Yeah. Okay, Joe, let's go with this one. Person, place, or thing. What name will you never forget? So, for example, when I was growing up, we would go to the beach, Ocean City, Maryland, and they had a place called Big Peckers. Mm-hmm. Now, this was a bar. I was too young to go in, but all I wanted was a T-shirt because they had a Big Pecker T-shirt with Foghorn Leghorn on the front. I thought that was the funniest name for a restaurant that I'd ever heard in my life.
When we first moved here, someone called in to ask us if we'd seen a roadside sign. There's a guy by the name of Tom. His last name is Spinas. He has a farm, and the sign says, Tom Spinas Farm. Oh, no. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. And then a bunch of other people emailed in and said, oh, dude, it exists. It's a guy named Tom Spinas. He has a farm, and there's a sign that says Tom Spinas Farm.
Yep. I went to school, Joe, with a girl named Crystal Clear and a guy named Brooke Trout.
That is so stupid.
Honest to God.
No, I believe that. I'm just saying.
And that's why I'll never forget their names.
That is true.
So what name will you never forget?
I knew this girl back when I was a teenager, and her name was Latrixia. And she went by Latrixia. And I
Latrixia.
That name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was that her God-given name, Joe?
Yeah, she was. She's from the Philippines. I don't know if that was a Filipino name or not, but...
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, that makes a big difference, right? Because I'm picturing being in Baltimore, where it'd be for a very different reason.
Latrixia.
Yeah, Latrixia. All right, Philippines. I go, all right, man, it's just a different name. There's a...
I was going to say, I bring it up every time at DeMatha. We had a legendary teacher named Buck Offit.
Buck Offit.
How do you... Offett or something like that?
Yes.
I had a shot of the day Mike would not let me do. I think it's a Filipino woman. She was a doctor. And I can't even tell you what her name was. And I said, look, man, I know it sounds like I'm cussing, and technically I would be, but this is actually her name. He's like, dude, I'm going to have to dump it anyway, even if that's her name. But I think her first name was the S-bomb, and then her last name was almost worse.
We actually did toast somebody else. Remember the graduation?
Oh, yeah. You ain't S. And what was the actual name?
I think...
Because it was like a normal name. And somehow
right, it was Yu-Ang is the first two parts of that name.
Yu-Ang. Right.
And I don't think that there's a T at the end of that, but it just coming straight after somebody else's name.
Yu-Ang.
Damn.
Yeah, I went to grade school with an Emily Butkus.
Emily Butkus, yeah. Yep. When I was a kid, Dick Butkus was the greatest name.
Right. So imagine having a kid in your class and you're in kindergarten and first grade. I mean, it was just hilarious.
So the one that I didn't know was funny until I brought him up to my parents. I had a Marshall Dillon in my school.
Marshall Dillon.
Yep.
All right.
We laughed at that. I didn't know he was a character.
What's the bar in, is it Fairbanks? Dick's Halfway In, which is like...
Yep.
So the reason we asked tour, what name will you never forget? We go to Florida. A 45-year-old man was arrested after he pushed workers at a Brevard County Subway restaurant. Then he pulled out a knife, according to news releases. Deputies said that April 5th, the man later identified as Edward Cocaine. That's right, Eddie Cocaine went into the restaurant with another man. Cocaine then got into an argument with employees over what he believed were their bad attitudes. According to the sheriff's office, Cocaine became so irate with the employees, he was yelling at them from across the counter, and then that was not enough. Deputies then said Cocaine then went behind the counter and pushed one of the employees, then pulled out a knife. Cocaine then raised the knife over his head, drawing it back in a manner suggestive of a potential strike. Deputies said the man with Cocaine his friend tried to restrain him before both men left the restaurant. According to release, deputies were able to track down Cocaine, and he was arrested as of Wednesday. Cocaine faces charges of aggravated assault, burglary with assault, battery, according to the sheriff's office.
How did he get the last name?
Is he
Cocaine?
Edward Cocaine or is he Eddie Cocaine?
If your last name's Cocaine, you got to go by Eddie.
That's what I'm thinking too. He's Eddie Cocaine.
Slick, whatever you want to put in front of his name.
Somebody texted in, my mother had a friend whose name was Iva Hickey.
Oh, no.
Iva Hickey. Why would you do that to your kid?
That's so mean.
I worked with a guy named, first name, H-A-I, middle initial D, last name Ho, so Heidi Ho.
Howdy ho. Howdy ho. Howdy ho.
Hello, Charles. Welcome to the men's room.
Hello.
Hola. Welcome to the program. Random question. Let's go with this one. Charles, what did you fake or lie about and why? What did you either fake or lie about and why did you do it?
Oh, wow.
I mean, you don't have to incriminate yourself, man.
Right.
You go to elementary school.
Steve and I, many years ago, we've told the story. We pretended to be part of a landscaping convention guest based on the fact that they had free food and drinks and a happy hour out on the deck on a bar we were going to anyway. Yeah. We just did not realize they were there. So we took a couple name tags. We sat down. And we enjoyed multiple beverages on them.
Did you guys use fake names?
No, we used our names. Yeah. And the great thing is, everyone's there for this convention, right? And they had free drinks, but the people are not getting hammered because it is their business, and you still get fired for that. Well, it's not our business. We were getting smashed. I'm like, hold that thought, brother. I'm getting another whiskey.
Nice sunny day on the deck. Yeah. What was that hotel used to be called? Was it not the Red Lion? What was it downtown?
It was the Red Lion.
It is the Red Lion. Is it still? Well, okay.
Yeah, the bar was Motif. And it wasn't called that then, but that's what the same place. But yeah, everyone else is trying to stay somewhat sober. I'm like, yep, hang on, get another whiskey, brother.
That's a great deck bar. So what did you fake or lie about?
Well, this one isn't as good as the other questions and what I called for, but when I was younger and thought I would be a drummer, I signed autographs as Lars Ulrich.
Wait, and, were people physically looking at you and thought you were Lars Ulrich?
Yes. One ordering a pizza at a pizza shop one time, and yes, they did. And it doesn't look, think about this. I don't understand how people did it. Later on, a few years later, Duff McKagan. I don't look anything like either one of them.
I was going to say, someone asked for your autograph again?
Very different looking people.
Oh, yeah. Well, Lars was in Arizona, and Duff McKagan was, Arizona as well. I'm up here in Washington now, but, yeah, I don't look like either one of them.
But you signed autographs.
Yeah, the Lars, because I was really young and just thought it was really cool, and, Duff got me laid.
Really?
Okay.
Wait a minute. Wait. Right. So the woman you had sex with, did she think that you were Duff McKagan the whole time?
Yes.
You had sex with someone who thought you were Steven Tyler. Why are you judging him?
No. She did not think I was Steven Tyler. It's that when she asked my name in the middle of sex, I was like, Steven Tyler.
She didn't think to ask your name before the sex.
No, because then we understood what we were doing. She just said that name sounds familiar. I'm like, uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. She did not think.
I thought I was wrong for doing it, but...
No, wait.
I couldn't resist.
But wait.
What
did
kind of
she
friends are those?
only have sex with you because she thought you were Duff McKagan?
Yes.
Then I don't think you did anything
She doesn't
wrong.
know the difference. To her credit, she's walking around saying she had sex with Duff McKagan.
Who's now in court with his wife saying, I swear to God, I've never met this girl.
That's the problem with that.
You don't know how long ago it was.
Yeah. How long ago was this?
Oh, goodness. I was high school.
Wait, you were in high school and someone thought that you were Duff McKagan.
High school, just at the end of high school, it's early 90s.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, see?
Early
Let that
90s,
woman have her memory.
So
How long did you have to spend with her before you got laid? So, how long did you have to carry on this ruse?
Oh, not a couple hours.
All right.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, it was good. It was all good.
Is she grilling you with Guns N' Roses questions and you're just making crap up on the fly?
Oh, no. Petting me like I was the rock star she thought I was. I didn't have to answer questions.
Did she invite you to meet Mr. Brownstone?
Yeah, even if she did, I'd have said no, but I'd have let her because, she was good enough.
Okay.
Wow, man.
But if you don't mind, you got a second. Your poop question was why I really called, and I'll make this quick because you kind of touched on these bases.
All right.
My daughter needed a dog sitter because her son couldn't be around animals due to a surgery. I said no. My wife said yes.
But you said no to your daughter because your grandson could not be around the dog.
Oh, there's another side of the family. There's other options.
Ah, okay, I got you. Duff is mean.
But I didn't think I was being mean. But either way, I rolled over in the middle of the night. I wear a CPAP. I had my hand next to my head. Poop on my pillow.
Oh, man. Yeah, well, maybe you were right.
Well, yeah, it turns out that he was.
Jesus, God. I mean, my cat used to poop in bed, but I think it was just the fact that he didn't really know where he was.
Sure.
So anytime he could make pillows, he would poop there.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
Yeah, not on the bed. I cannot believe my man got laid because someone thought he was Duff McKagan. Or because he had to carry on the... I mean, good for him. Like the Steven Tyler thing. She didn't think I was the Aerosmith lead singer. She just asked my name, and I'm like, well...
Why didn't you want to tell her your real name?
I don't know, man. I was in Costa Rica, for Christ's sake. I mean, there's really nothing that could happen. For some reason, I'm just like, err on the side of caution, and Tyler was the first name that came up. But just the look she gave me, like, for one brief second, like, that sounds familiar. I'm like, yeah, it's a popular name.
Hey, good for that guy.
Yes.
Fake it for 2 hours.
That's
again,
impressive.
That woman has a memory for a lifetime.
She does, even if it's wrong.
Right.
Look, man, there was a guy years ago, and I've said this before, his son, who was very little, thought I was Jerry Rice. They had seen me a couple hours earlier. We circled back. I had not seen the kid initially. And the guy walks up to me and says, look, I know you're not. My kid thinks you're Jerry Rice. I'm like, oh, it's fun. He's like, no, it's not. He hasn't shut up about seeing Jerry Rice. Can you please sign an autograph? I said, bro, I don't want to sign the autograph of Jerry Rice. He goes, look, it will shut my kid up. It'll make his day. I'm like, okay. And it was weird, man. So I signed Jerry Rice. I handed it to this kid. This kid is just so thank you. And I'm like, yeah, bro, I mean, nothing to it, man. Enjoy. The dad's just like, thank you. I felt bad for doing that.
Reason we asked, what did you fake or lie about and why? A Spanish woman who had been claiming disability pension for an inability to speak following a work-related incident 16 years ago. She has been exposed as a fraud by a private detective. In 2003, she was working at a supermarket in Spain, attacked by a customer. Now, following the traumatic incident, she was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder and the loss of her ability to speak. After they reviewed the case, Social Security granted the woman a permanent disability pension. But because this was work-related, the insurance company was deemed responsible for the costs. Now, years later, as per regular procedure, the insurance company reviewed her case and found some irregularities, which prompted further investigation. A few years ago, they hired a private detective who discovered that the woman spoke normally but continued to cash her disability payments. So in 2019, 16 years after the incident that had caused the woman's speech impairment, the insurance company responsible for paying her disability benefits started reviewing her medical records and noticed that none of the specialists she'd ever visited, an ophthalmologist, orthopedist, and dermatologist, had recorded her inability to speak to their reports.
It took them that long to look at that.
This was considered unusual. So they had a team of doctors reevaluate the woman's condition, and at least one psychiatrist reported possible signs of fraud. One medical expert
was talking to her?
Yes, wasn't enough to open up a case against the woman. So the insurance company hired this private detective to follow the woman around, gather more evidence. After a few weeks, the private eye reported that the mute woman speaks normally on the street, chats with other mothers outside of the school, uses her cell phone without any problems, and attends Zumba classes. Now, to prove without a shadow of a doubt that the woman could speak, the detective approached her on the street one day and asked her for directions on how to reach a local department store. Well, she fell right into his trap, eloquently explaining in perfectly articulated Spanish how to reach the store, not knowing she was being recorded. With this final piece of evidence, the insurance company took legal action and proved they were no longer responsible for providing any disability benefits. And the High Court, they ruled in favor of the insurance company.
Do they get money back?
Basically, what they said was they no longer needed to pay the woman's disability.
Right.
They rejected the woman's appeal to have the detective's recording rejected by court. So
I was being recorded without my knowledge.
Yeah.
When I was yapping.
A new case has been opened up, believe it or not, against the woman to establish the fine that she's going to need to pay.
Okay, good.
For collecting all those benefits for a non-existent condition. More of the Random Question coming up, 206-803-ROCK.
The Toyota Tundra and Tacoma are designed to outlast and outlive, backed by Toyota's legendary reputation for reliability. So get in a Tundra with the available iForce Max hybrid engine, delivering exceptional torque and towing capacity. Or check out a Tacoma. With available off-road features like crawl control, it can take you beyond the trails. Toyota trucks are built to last. So don't wait. Get yours today. Visit buyatoyota.com for deals and more. Toyota, let's go places.
Spring's here. Flowers are blooming, birds are singing, and allergies? Yeah, they're back too. Sneezing, watery eyes. When they hit, you need a tissue fast. That's where Kleenex Ultra Soft Tissues come in. Whether you're at home or on the go, Kleenex Ultra Soft Tissues have you covered. Allergist-approved Kleenex Ultra Soft Tissues are gentle on your eyes and nose, so you can power through allergy season without missing a beat. Because while allergies are unpredictable, staying prepared is easy. For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex.
Judd & Black is proud to offer top-named appliances like GE Profile. Right now, take advantage of the Innovation Rebate. Build your own suite of GE Profile appliances and get up to $2,000 back. Offer valid through June 30th, 2025. Smart features, sleek design, and huge savings. What's not to love? Plus, buy now and pay later. Financing options are available. Shop GE Profile and more right here at Judd & Black, your hometown appliance store for over 85 years. JuddBlack.com.
Podcasting isn't just evolving, it's having a full-blown identity crisis. I'm Allison Marino, host of What's a Podcast? The Revolution Redefined, a new series that pulls back the curtain on the forces shaping the medium now and what that means for all of us who love podcasts. I'm really excited to share the official trailer where you'll hear from some of the biggest names in the space. Ira Glass, Leo Laporte, Guy Raz, Hernan Lopez, Lex Friedman, AJ Feliciano, Dan Granger, and yeah, me too. Here it is now.
I still want to kill the word podcast.
That's not just a hot take. It's a symptom of an identity crisis.
Big company run media, and people are trusting it less and less. That it's really important that we're independent.
There's a handful of companies that control the vast majority of podcast inventory and that have the vast majority of the gigantic shows.
We left radio behind for a reason. We wanted to get away from all the gatekeepers.
I don't know that you could do this as effectively in video.
Podcasting is at a crossroads. I've watched the industry swing from hype to consolidation to reinvention. But this time it's different. From the producers of the documentary Age of Audio, Oxford Road presents the Media Roundtable special series. What's a podcast? The Revolution Redefined.
All of us who work in the media, we got to run a business and we got to make a living and we got to sell our ads and we got to do all that. But we all got into it because I think most of us, it just gave us a feeling.
A 3-part series where you'll hear the leading industry voices give their takes on what podcasting has become and where it's headed next. Teaming up with Oxford Road and Age of Audio director Sean Colon for this series was fun, but also kind of a wake-up call. If you love this medium as much as I do, you've got to listen to What's a Podcast? The Revolution Redefined. It's out now, wherever you get your podcasts.
Now at Verizon, we have some big news for your peace of mind. For all our customers, existing and new, we're locking in low prices for 3 years guaranteed on My Plan and My Home. That's future you peace of mind. And everyone can save on a brand new phone on My Plan when you trade in any phone from one of our top brands. That's new phone peace of mind. Because at Verizon, whether you're already a customer or you're just joining us, we got you. Visit Verizon today. Price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate. Additional terms and conditions apply for all offers.
At Danner, we believe our beloved trails will always need footsteps to keep the paths from fading. And those journeys are often better when shared. The Women's Trail Trainer was built by women for women who embrace the outdoors. Rally your girls, lace up, and blaze the trail. Resurge midsoles provide next-level comfort, while Danner's Precision Fit technology offers more custom fit with optimal support. Breathe in the scenery and feel right at home in the dirt. Explore the Women's Trail Trainer at danner.com.
Going up.
Prices keep going up these days. It feels like being on an elevator that only goes up.
Going up.
But not at Metro. We're pushing the down button.
Going down.
We've lowered prices and give you a 5-year price guarantee on talk, text, and data. Get one line of 5G data for $40, period. That's 20% lower. Only at Metro.
5-year guarantee on eligible plans. Exclusions apply. See website for details. Not available if at Metro with T-Mobile in the past 6 months. Tax applies.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With nonstop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation by offering comfortable and spacious cabins. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
Are you a bartender that dreads the phrase, hey, can you put the game on? At Sports on What, we understand your pain and we're here to help. Over-the-air, satellite, cable, or streaming, Sports on What knows what channel the game is on, and you can too. Follow your favorite teams, set alerts, and filter by provider to get the results you need. Stop wasting time searching and never miss kickoff again. Just download the Sports on What app, and you'll always know how to watch the game. Available for Android and iOS. Start your 7-day free trial when you download Sports on What and subscribe today.
The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
Cast your vote now if you follow us on X at Men's Room Live. We drew a name from a hat before the show, you see.
That's all we did.
So hopefully you'll be able to figure that out and
Nothing else.
make your pick on how we doing on the voting there, Ted, as far as the poll. Who do people think got their name pulled from the hat?
I forgot we put it up.
It's a good sign.
Miles and Thrill, you guys are exactly tied.
Okay.
And I'm right behind you, and then nobody seems to think Mike got his name pulled.
Aha. Okay. I'll reveal at the end of the show, right? Yeah. That's kind of how we do it. Right, a question, 206-803-ROCK.
Yeah, you guys are in a dead heat.
Dead heat.
See, Miles, when it's this one, people vote for you.
Really? So they think I'm lucky on this, just not on hot stuff.
I think they think you're lucky every day.
That's right.
Every day, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm so lucky.
How did they tell the difference?
Hello, Danny. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola.
Hola. Danny, welcome to the program. Random question. All right, let's go with this one. For better or for worse, what physical feature would you say that everyone notices about you? What's the physical feature?
Whether you like it or not.
I don't know. I not too many. I mean, I got kind of a big nose, I would say, probably.
All right, I'm on Team Big Nose as well.
And other people pointed it out, either good friends or girlfriends. They seem like the two groups of people that will point out anything that's slightly abnormal about you.
Yeah, or just when you're a kid, everybody.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, there's that.
I don't have a butt. People don't point that out. I think that's one of those things you don't want to tell anybody.
Well, they don't have a butt?
Yeah. Hey, man, where's your butt?
But you can point out someone's big nose.
Correct. They have no problem talking about how ugly your face is.
Would you rather, we're in school, say it's third grade, right? You're starting to get made fun of for whatever it is they're going to make fun of you for, and I could either walk up to you and be like, you have a big nose, or you have no butt.
All right, well, it's in the context. So I was D-Nose in high school.
Right.
To a couple people, right?
That's why every time you bring up Dino's Pizza, I think of that, not the fact that I know.
Yes. But, I mean, there's this guy who played wide receiver named Curly Dixon.
All right.
And if he was open, I didn't see him every once in a while. Not a big deal. But, you just miss the guy. And he would run back into the huddle. Hey, D-Nose, throw me the ball. And I'm like, that was in the middle of a game.
Oh, yeah.
So I'd wait for him to get open and throw him the ball. He'd be like, good throw, D-Nose.
Went to high school with a guy, and his nickname was Penis Head. And I did not, he was in a different grade to me. And I did not know who he was at first. But about 2 weeks into school, that particular school year, I saw him in the hallway, kind of a tall brother, but his head looked like the tip, man. It was seriously it was wider at the bottom than it was on top.
Okay.
But he was tall, so everyone, no one pointed him out. You just heard the name. And then when you saw him, you're like, I have zero doubt that you're the guy they call Penis Head.
Yeah.
Because you look precisely like the description. I felt bad for that dude, man. He was a nice guy, too, When
I was in Baltimore.
I went to high school with a guy we just called Smoke because he was so dark.
Damn.
That was not his name.
But I did not think his parents' name. Damn, boy.
Right? But I mean, everybody did. White kids, the black kids started it, but it was.
I know you didn't start it.
He didn't care, though. He said, no, man, Smoke's my name. Everybody call me Smoke.
All right.
I worked with a guy named Googly because of his eyes.
Oh, damn.
Well, Maryland, man.
Did you guys call him Googly?
Everybody called him Googly.
Like to his face?
Yeah, he was a sales guy. Googly. Matter of fact, to the point, I don't remember his real name. But there's a look in Maryland on a lot of people.
Eastern Maryland.
And they've got these eyes that just, they both don't work together.
Right.
They work separately. They're separate entities.
They're like a chameleon.
But most of the time, they're crossed on the inside. They have this lacrosse look and then crossed eyes.
They can see in front of them and beside them and almost behind them. I'm pretty sure they have like 270 degrees of vision. Like to sneak up on someone from Eastern Maryland, you have to stand directly behind them.
Reason we ask for better or worse.
They're the original backup. They can parallel park without turning their head.
What physical feature does everyone notice about you? The latest White Lotus adjacent controversy is actually from SNL over the weekend. This weekend's episode of SNL.
I did not even get they were making fun of her.
Well, they featured a parody.
When I watched it.
Of the White Lotus. Now, in which President Trump and his family are depicted as White Lotus-like characters.
There's the Black POTUS.
With one notable exception. SNL cast member Sarah Sherman played the only non-political character, a parody of Amy Lou Wood's White Lotus character. John Hamm, he was Robert F. Kennedy Jr., asked Sherman and her character about removing fluoride from drinking water, leading Sherman to respond, "Fluoride? What's that?" and opens her mouth to reveal a large set of fake teeth. Now, Wood, in a series of Instagram stories,
Do you know what she looks like?
Said she found the moment mean and unfunny. No. Oh, I see now. Yeah.
We talked about her on
It was
Friday.
meant to mock her teeth, yes.
Yeah, right? Because she was saying, I wish people would ask me about my acting, not just the gap in my teeth.
The British actress told the magazine GQ all about the focus of her teeth, and it could be a bit much. She said, "It makes me really happy that it's symbolizing rebellion and freedom, but there's a limit. The whole conversation is just about my teeth, and it makes me a bit sad because I'm not getting to talk about my work. Just my teeth. Yeah, I'll take this P for sure. That's what the show's about, but there must be a clever, more nuanced, less cheap way." She later updated fans that she had received an apology from the show.
Yeah. Well, you saw her picture, right? That's, they're notable.
Well, I mean, if you're going to play her parts.
But hey, I mean, that's the thing people notice about it. I have not watched White Lotus, but the commercials leading up to it, they would show snippets, and I'm not being mean here, but I don't know who she is. But when I saw her on screen for like 3 seconds of the commercial, my first thought were like, that woman has some big-ass teeth.
Yep.
Yeah, like I said, I just watched it last night, and I thought that skit was she was just a random English person.
Oh, damn, that's almost worse.
Is it?
I thought you meant the whole country.
Well, yeah. That seems safer than just taking a shot at one person.
Yeah, that's true. And it's on. I feel bad for this woman. I do. You don't want people talking about your teeth, but I mean, like I said, honestly, I just saw the commercial for it, and and she's wearing like a bikini, right? Looks great, and I'm like, God damn, she has big teeth. That's all.
Well, think about this, right? Like, I'm just going to use Miles as an example. But like, if I was insulting Miles personally, you're like, Jesus. But if I'm like, West Virginia's a bunch of inbred, you're like,
sure.
All right.
Yeah.
So I thought it was better they were making fun of just English.
Yeah,
than
you're
just her.
You're right. But there's people that you meet. There's, we have a...
Like if somebody said, I don't like your guy's show, that show sucks. You go, all right, I don't like it. But somebody comes up to you, let's say at the supermarket yesterday, and goes, are you Steve the Thrill Hill? And you're like, yeah. And they're like, I hate you.
I like
You're
your
not
show,
funny.
but you suck.
Yeah, like you destroy every second. You'd be like, damn.
Yeah. It is hard not to acknowledge. And look, I know she doesn't want to hear about her teeth, but say, I don't know, you have not met her before. You're asking your friend, hey, man, I'm trying to find your buddy at the bar. 300 people here. What would you say? I'd be like, look for the teeth, honestly. And you'd find her. Seriously.
Oh, I don't know how to say that.
Yeah. What else would you say? She has
The
long
one with
brown
the English
hair.
accent?
She has long brown hair.
Yeah.
She's a white female. You're at a bar, right? So that's 80% of the women you're looking at. Let's say look for the teeth. You're going to single her out. We have a coworker who is married to someone who had some extraordinary features on their face. And And again, if someone said, hey, right? And it's not a mean thing.
What is that thing?
You can't, it's like Lemmy Kilmister, right? If you did not know who he was and just, hey, man, I'm trying to find this guy at the bar. His name's Lemmy, but like, he has 2 massive warts on the side of his face. There's no question that they're going to find him. Or
and he has no interest in getting rid of them.
But no matter how much money. He's like, no,
I think it's, I know I've told the story 1,000 times, but again, I'm in Boise. My buddy goes, meet me at this bar. It is game day. Every bar is packed. I go, how will I find you? He goes, I'm with the black guy. And I go, ha, 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 ha. Walk into a bar. Couldn't have been more crowded. I turn around and I go, oh, there's Chandler.
There he is. Right. You go with the obvious
Boise's
stuff.
that white.
And look, it does
Boise.
sound bad, But in the end, it's like the physical feature is the easiest way to describe someone if you're telling someone to find it. You're picking up my buddy from the airport. It's like, he's got a hair lip. He's a conjoined twin. You know, they don't want to talk about these things, but it's how you can find it.
Yeah, I had to do it a couple weeks ago. Right? Remember my buddy Kevin was in town.
Yeah.
So if you saw him without his hat, he's bald. So I told my other buddy, Joe, I said, hey, look for a guy kind of short, bald, almost could look like a Smith. Figured that was fair. Went for my other buddy, I said, giant dude in a suit.
And did they find each other?
Yeah, by the time I got there, they were sitting there together.
Yeah, of course. Giant dude in a suit.
I mean, right? Sitting at a bar.
Hello, Emmett. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bichola.
Hola. Emmett, welcome to the show. And the random question. Emmett, are you in a relationship right now?
No.
Okay. Doctor, date, whatever. Who is the last person that touched you down there?
Oh, damn it.
That would have been my ex.
All right. How long ago was that?
Let's see here. It's been a couple months.
All right. So
you need to go to the doctor then.
Okay, that's what I was going to say.
Get some touching
My
in there.
physical's due in August. I got a little time.
All right.
Yeah, unfortunately, mine was a doctor, but it was last week.
You got touched last week by the doctor?
Yes.
Good-looking man?
She is a woman.
Oh, right. Good-looking woman?
No comment.
What about
yes.
TSA?
I get TSA every time.
All right.
And they go, you got a hot spot. And I go, I know. Like literally, I was like, it's just my genitals, man. I run hot. And they're always like, well, we got to patch you down. I'm like,
No
you have
way.
to have this
You
conversation.
have hot testicles?
Yes. If I stand in the thing, it's always going to be a little red. And then they go, we got to check it. I go, I know, but it's just, I run hot.
You have unusually warm testicles.
Like my
to the
pits?
point that TSA.
I mean, seriously.
It shows up red. I got hot peas.
What do they think? What do they think you're smuggling down there?
I don't know.
I mean, like,
but
like
I
every
always
time
start-
I do.
It's like every time. So I just start laughing. The guy's like, what? I go, underarms or genitals? And he goes, I got to pad down your waist. I said, I know. So
I
they
did.
get real close. And it's like, and they're always like, and I just start laughing. Okay, sir, we go over there. Just do it right here. I know. The back of your hand. Just do it, man. I'm in a hurry.
Oh, I got a full body deal.
What?
I got a full body deal at the airport last time.
Really?
Yes.
Coming back from Africa?
Coming back.
Oh,
Absolutely.
okay.
Got the full.
They check on the inside, make sure there's no diamonds?
No, but I mean, they checked everything. Lifted up, everything.
Wait, you actually take off your clothes?
Oh, yeah.
What?
I got the full. I got to take him back in the back room.
What?
What airport is this?
Newark.
So,
I just got off a 16-hour
lift your
flight.
genitals.
You think I'm kidding you?
And grab your man bag and pull it
And
to
they
the
didn't say
side.
they didn't say my beans were running hot. They say
You running
I was
hot
just
down their
random.
mouth.
He honestly said you were just randomly picked.
What's going on under the hood?
All right, you have to get completely naked.
Well, I
mean,
did.
shoes and socks or whatever, and then they're moving stuff
They
around.
didn't spread cheeks or anything.
Right.
Like that.
Damn, man.
But it's the first time it's ever happened to me.
Wow.
I
didn't know that was a thing.
At that point, I don't care. Like, I'm just like, I really don't care. They had something was up. I don't know what the deal is.
Well,
but
it could have just been random. If they gave you a full one, that's probably what it is.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know they did full ones random.
Well, and I had that varicose vein forever, so that would kind of run hot as well. So in Seattle, they'd always be like,
Old Teddy Hot Veins over
yeah,
here.
no kidding, man.
So it got to the point before I had surgery, it was big enough, and they were like, that's a big, yellow, red spot. So you go in like the back room. I would just, sir, you don't have, just here. I'll just take my pants down. There it is. And then when you fly back from D.C. or Baltimore, they'd be like, oh, man, we have to check that. I go, well, I got a varicose vein. And this one brother goes, oh, you got a vein? All right, man, go ahead. That's all he said. You got a vein? All right. Cool. Don't sweat it. All right.
All right. We'll
So
say
it's
it
more
here.
prolific in the black community.
Yeah,
than the white.
I guess so, man. Oh, he got the vein, brother.
You got big ass veins.
Zigzaggy.
And his testicles is hot, man. All right, brother, carry on.
Why don't you wear looser fitting pants?
I was wearing shorts when I went to Vegas, Miles. They still stopped me for the hot beans.
They did. Can you see a picture of the hot beans?
Yes.
You can.
That's why I start laughing. Like, sir, we got it. Do you want it? You just do it here. I know.
Is the burrito, is the burrito or just the beans?
I guess it's just the beans. I mean, the whole package.
All right.
You should ask him next time. Hey, just
Has anyone ever told you that before? Like you're running hot down?
I just know I run hot personally, right?
Right, but
But they
it's
show
picking
up in
there.
hot. I mean, they still show up among the other hot body. Like, your testicles are on fire, brother.
Yeah, like if I was going to fake, I mean, I'm 44, so I don't have to fake being sick. But yeah, I would put the thermometer probably down there to be a little warmer.
Oh, Jesus.
Ever had a weekend friend comment on the warm beans there?
No, I guess not.
Testicles are so hot.
I mean, I will say,
I mean, literally.
When
It's like a little hand warmer.
I've had plenty of girls, especially on a Friday or Saturday, if you've been out having some beverages, where it's like, what are you doing in the living room? Like, you were 1,000 degrees last night.
Oh, damn.
Like, all right, sorry.
Hot beans.
Hot beans. I mean, we were sitting at that stagecoach drinking beers, joking about it. And the bartender's like, what do you mean you have hot bees? I'm like, well, I don't know. Yeah, I was like, I run warm. She's like, you're in shorts. I go, I know.
You gotta start walking in with like an ice pack on there before you walk through security.
Or get like a doctor's note. So it's like, sir, medically,
Hot beans.
my testicles are hot. I don't know why. It's just medically.
I'll give you this recipe
And
for
it's
hot
the
beans.
red dot right there.
Is it 2 dots or is it 1 dot?
It's usually just one big red circle. And it's
Oh,
like,
wow.
well, unless I have it attached to my junk,
Right.
what kind of drugs would I be smuggling?
Reason we asked, who was the last person that touched you?
Gunpowder?
64-year-old licensed practical nurse is facing federal charges after she allegedly grabbed a flight attendant's genitalia.
Jesus.
While traveling from Vegas to North Dakota. Jody Lynn Sherry Berg. Boy, talk about 4 crazy
Yeah.
names back to back. Arrested Tuesday on 1 count of interference with flight crew. The altercation apparently occurred in January aboard an Allegiant Air flight from Harry Reid International Airport to Grand Forks International Airport.
Let me touch your Harry Reid.
Sherry did knowingly interfere with the performance of the duties of a male flight attendant, identified in court filings as JM, and when she assaulted JM by grabbing JM's genitals. The attorney, a public defender assigned to represent Sherry Berg at her first court appearance, told The Independent she was not at liberty to speak to you about the case. She declined to provide details on what led up to the altercation, which is not laid out in the indictment. Now, an Allegiant Air spokesperson, they did not immediately respond for comment. But a fellow traveler
She grabs the junk, man.
captured cell phone video of Sherry Berg not once, but twice, grabbing the flight attendant's hot beans, according to the NBC Fargo News affiliate. Now, she was initially arrested upon landing at Grand Forks Police Department on 1 count of providing false information to law enforcement, according to probable cause. At first, she gave them a fake name.
That's going to work on an airplane.
So she got herself in more trouble. Now, a search of her belongings turned up a Minnesota driver's license that revealed her true identity. The state charge was dropped on April 3rd when the still sealed federal indictment was handed down. Now, following her arrest this week, she was released on personal recognizance bond and ordered to stay away from her alleged victim and any witness who may be called to testify. She faces 20 years in prison for grabbing this guy by the hot beans twice.
Damn. Ted, by the way, you're not alone.
All right.
Text came in. It is not his testicles, but his penis. Says, when I was flying back from Hawaii, my penis set off the body scanner. I had to get a pat down. So, do they tell you? I've gotten a pat down once. I didn't really ask. The guy just said I have to do more. And not like you. I don't have to drop anything. They're just kind of getting a little closer to your genitalia on the pat down. Do you mind if I do it? So, well, I don't love it, but do what you got to do. I'm not hiding anything. Right? But that was it. Wasn't particularly intrusive, you know. And like you said, the back of the hand, which I understand why you guys do that, but honestly, looking at it is really weird. I'd almost feel better if you just did a palm, like the normal way people touch it, instead of doing the back of the hand. I'm like, you're making it like a weird fetishy kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, but I've never been told why. It's only happened like twice. And all the time, I've been randomly picked, but not setting off the body scanner. And I don't know what was in my pocket. Maybe my penis was running
Well, the
hot.
body scanner is kind of easy. You can turn around and look at it.
I never do.
Oh,
I don't know
I
why.
do every time.
Yeah, I'm just curious.
I had a couple weeks ago, I had a woman who, it was a busy bar. I can't remember if it was a basketball tournament going on, whatever the deal was. She was trying to get by me. I'm wearing shorts. Her knee completely, perfectly clipped me when she walked by. And I mean, I know she felt it because I could feel it go thump, thump. And I'm like, oh. And I kind of went down and she turned around. She's like, did I? And I'm like, yes. She's like, I was like, yes.
Yes.
I said, it's okay. She's like, I am so sorry. I was like, don't worry. It was a 1 in a million shot.
And you hit
I was sideways. Just boom. Like, God damn it. More of the random question coming up, 206-803-ROCK.
Man, that was easy.
Bulldog Rotary Hammer!
Hello?
It is I, He-Man, your inner Bosch.
Inner...
Bosch!
I'm sorry, what?
That powerful feeling you get when you can powerfully blast through concrete. Say it with me.
What, like right now?
Yes! We have the power!
The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a Bosch.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. What if comparing car insurance rates was as easy as putting on your favorite podcast? With Progressive, it is. Just visit the Progressive website to quote with all the coverages you want. You'll see Progressive's direct rate, then their tool will provide options from other companies so you can compare. All you need to do is choose the rate and coverage you like. Quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Nerds! Today's episode is sponsored by Smart Travel, a new podcast from NerdWallet. Smart Travel doesn't just cover points and miles. They break down all the financial aspects of your trip, whether that's the best days to book, how to avoid hidden fees, or which fancy travel credit cards pay off, and which ones are just an expensive flex. If you want your travel budget to work harder, then dive into the best deals, products, services, and more with Smart Travel from NerdWallet, wherever you get your podcasts.
Now is the perfect time to start on your next success. An accredited state university, University of Maryland Global Campus offers online and hybrid courses. Plus, you can earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start May 14th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
The brand new Grand Casino and Shoreline is now open. Step into the action with Vegas-style table games like Baccarat, Heads-Up Hold'em Poker, Pai Gow, Blackjack, and High Card Flush. Feeling hungry? Feast on delicious Chinese, Vietnamese, and continental dishes, plus breakfast favorites. Dine in or take out. And don't miss daily happy hours from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. to midnight. Grand Casino and Shoreline off Aurora. Open daily from 9 a.m. to 4 a.m. Visit GrandCasinoGaming.com. Welcome to the Grand Experience.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. Text the guys at 206-803-ROCK from the Pinky's Plumbing Studio. You're in the men's room.
Coming up at 4:30, your guess is as good as mine in the categories. We have the greenest and not so green states here in the United States. And the friendly skies.
Friendly.
Those are the categories. Come up. Your guess is as good as mine at 4:30 right after our random question. 206-803-ROCK.
Ted, earlier you were talking about TSA screening. We all were, but for whatever reason, your testicles run hot. You get flagged a lot in the machine. Pull you to the side.
I just run hot in general.
And a couple other people, there were same things happened to them. Somebody here says, my wife was pulled aside flying back from Alaska, and the TSA agent screamed, quote, crotch alert. My wife was with coworkers on a business trip and was mortified.
Crotch alert.
Crotch alert. Why would you say
What is a crotch alert?
That means that's what showed up
red.
hot on the, right. Like with Ted, they can say crotch alert. They just have the sense to not.
Look at the size of that.
Crotch alert.
Crotch alert.
Yeah. You saying if that's an actual thing?
Yeah. Why do scanners repeatedly highlight my crotch?
Okay, maybe they run hot. Maybe you're not alone, man. Maybe a lot of people, a high percentage of people are running hot downstairs.
All right,
it came up, and now I'm intrigued because other people are sharing your story. Like, hey, man, my crotch, it sets off the detector. I'm assuming
Kelly Ripa's husband, Mark, the guy used
Castanero?
the guy used to be the soap opera star.
Yeah.
He says, I got a pair of jeans that are very comfortable. They're very soft. They're not too tight. They're great. Every time I go through the metal detector, they go off. They say that...
that's a metal detector.
Well...
That's not like your crotch specifically is set off our kind of faux x-ray machine thing.
Same difference. I would call that a metal detector.
Every time I go through, I get stopped, frisked, and my bag gets searched. There's something about you. But they say that he, too, has a hot package. See? Okay, you're not alone. Random question, 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Mike. Welcome to the men's room.
Hello. Hola. Mike, welcome to the program. Random question. All right, let's go with this one. Mike, what have you or have you bet on? What do you normally bet on, or what have you bet on in the past?
Oh, really not a better.
Do you play fantasy football?
Nope.
Okay.
I mean, even among friends, like we always do the gentleman $1 bet. But it'll be, I mean, you name it, it can be on anything. This person's going to show up late today. This person's not going to clean their coffee mug.
Any wedding,
a person on 3rd Avenue is going to take a dump in front of it.
Any wedding you go to, there's always side bets on how long it's going to last.
Guaranteed, yeah.
I don't know. Probably just betting on somebody being on time. My daughter and her son-in-law are always late.
So you were taking that they're going to show up late?
Yeah.
And were you correct?
Always.
Have you learned the half-hour earlier trick? So if you're meeting at 5, you're meeting at 4:30.
Yeah, that don't work.
All right. Okay. Well, I've tried that a couple times. Sometimes it works, but sometimes it doesn't. Because I had a buddy, it was a 15-minute thing, basically.
Right.
Actually, I was going out with him. It was a 15-minute thing. I'd be like, I'll be there at 4:45.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing that, they would show up at 5.
Oh, yeah. We did that with our buddy Tony when we were in a band. This is band practice. It was the same frickin' time on the weekends every week when we're still in high school, right? And just whatever the case, he always showed up like an hour late. And the first words out of his mouth were always, "It's not my fault, but." And then he'd explain whatever thing befell him, right? So me and Paul decided, all right, man, instead of starting at 1, let's just say we start at noon. And sure enough, he would show up around 1 o'clock. He was just an hour late from whatever time you gave.
So he didn't care.
An hour. No, because Miles, it was never his fault. He cared. He deeply wanted to be there on time, but it was never his fault, you see. In every practice, we had to hear whatever story he was going to tell us. So we didn't change the time of band practice. We just said we did. Hey, man, let's start at noon because we got something else going on later. He's like, got it, man. But he would show up at 1. But when we used to practice at 1, he'd show up around 1:55.
So it's always an hour.
It's always an hour. And that's the one thing we know.
That's not even late, though. That's just...
It's ridiculous. But we can't, practice without him. He played guitar in a 3-piece band, So, but it was a guarantee that it'd be an hour late. Never 15 minutes, never 10, never 40. It's right around an hour. So we just said, F it. Let's back it up an hour.
Yep. Reason we asked, what have you bet or bet on in the past? If you're a degenerative gambler, it says, and need something to bet on after the Masters, here is a fresh option. The newest sport you did not have on your bingo card is sperm racing.
Okay.
A startup in L.A. has launched the first sperm racing league. They claim this is not a joke. They are live streaming the first event on April 25th from the Hollywood Palladium Theater on Sunset Boulevard. Tickets to see it in person actually went on sale today. Now, they built a microscopic racetrack so guys can go head-to-head and see who's got the fastest swimmers.
How do they collect these, and what is the time limit on how long they swim after they've been released?
Well, the track mimics the dynamics of a woman's reproductive system.
All right.
So we're guessing there's no actual egg involved. They say the point is to bring attention to fertility and turn health into a competition because it's something you can train for just like any other sport. Quote, it's about
training.
Making male fertility something people actually want to talk about, track and improve. They say the new league will have everything other sports have, including press conferences, weigh-ins, play-by-play commentary, and betting. You'll be able to pick favorites and bet on winners. The first race will feature competitors from UCLA taking on USC, so a real crosstown rivalry. They eventually hope to get celebrities involved, like Nick Cannon. So
okay, yeah, Nick Cannon makes a lot of sense. Who else has a lot of kids?
Oh God, George Foreman did.
He did
before
right.
he passed.
Who was the football player?
Oh,
Cromartie.
Good God, man! I mean, he got a vasectomy and was still getting women pregnant.
And then he had twins.
Yeah, I mean, his sperm don't stop. I wonder, what you do to train and how do you select? Because, is it for any man? Is it athletes? Right? Because you could say it's from these schools. Do you think it's like their research department or something like that, or the guys on the football team? I'm curious to know what sport you play or if you have a sedentary lifestyle. Does any impact on the speed? Right?
Well, that's what I'm saying. This is the average age for an athlete. In my mind, when you are 20, 22 years old, that is the prime.
Yeah.
No matter what you're doing. So I'm going to assume, more so than not, that is... Your body hasn't damaged itself too much to not... Your spermatozoa are probably in the best shape that they're ever going to be in your younger 20s.
All right, but look, I'm 56, been smoking, drinking the whole 9, right? But it still happens, Do you think mine are slower because of age or because...
It depends on the person.
Because I don't think your sperm are not your age. They get replenished however often they get. So it's not like my sperm are 56 years old. They're as young and as vibrant as 22-year-olds.
Well, based on your metabolism, I would say that you would.
I got good swimmers. Michael Phelps.
You might be the fastest swimmer in the room.
You think?
Maybe.
All right.
I don't know.
I don't know why that makes me happy, but
I don't know.
I feel honored that you picked me.
Ted's got hot beans, so I mean,
his might be rocket fast.
That might be ripe.
It depends on the strategy. And what you're hedging your bets on.
Do you think it depends on maybe from the last time you climaxed, right? So if a guy says, look, I've been celibate for 9 months.
All you need is one. All you need is one.
That's what I'm saying. But I've been celibate for 9 months. I think when he goes, is he running faster? Just the adrenaline rush of this guy.
And it's not is he been hibernating?
But it's not potency, right? It's just speed.
It's just speed. That's it, right? So
you're right. I feel like if I took 2 or 3 weeks off,
you think that's the thing?
Oh, I'll be like a machine gun.
Yeah, but is it still going to go fast? Is it sprinting for a cross-country trip? You know what I'm saying? So we're running cross-country because it's got to complete the thing. You might come out kind of like the fox and the hare. Get that big lead, but then start running out of gas.
I don't think you just want them laying around in there doing nothing.
No.
I think you need some freshies. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like hibernation. They've just been hanging out in there for 3 weeks and not really doing much.
Sure.
Where, you get a guy that's new into the game, and you put that kid in there, man. He's going to give it his all. He's new.
But how long can they run? It depends on what's the length of the track. And do we do this like horse betting, where you say, okay, well, look, this horse runs well on grass. This one does well when it's muddy outside. Like, there's that condition. Like, well, this path is made out of clay. This one's made out of plastic. I know for a fact that my sperm does much better on clay.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, do they have all of those stats? Like, well, Thrill's in the race. He prefers the clay tube as he gets much more track. So don't bet on him in race 2 because that's on the plastic track.
Hey, if you're on hold there for the random question, call back. 206-803.
He prefers the muddy track.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Oh, wow. They go real fast.
Careful.
I'll give you guys one when we get the phone straight out here. All right? Jesus Christ.
Giddy up.
All right, what would you guys say is one of the more cool things that you have in your home? What's one of the coolest things you guys have in your home?
Well, if I'm not there, nothing. No, for me personally, my bass. It's just a cool bass. I like my bass.
I don't know.
Pool table.
Okay, that's cool.
That is cool. I like the pool table a lot. Probably the pool table. As far as something that it would have universal appeal.
You also have a bar.
Do have the bar. That's
pretty cool.
Actually, that's why I bought the house. The house was so ugly. It was so dated. And so my wife and I are going back and forth. And I kept saying, right, I know it has the wall-to-wall, like red and yellow carpeting. And I know there's the fake paneling on the walls. And it's very ugly and dated. But there's a 12-foot bar built in downstairs, man. Right, I honestly could not move past that.
I know this sounds like it's not really a big deal. And it's not really a big deal to me. But I do think it's the coolest thing in my home.
It's not a wood carving of a golf course.
No, I have some nice things because I never got that. They ripped me off. So after 25 years of how old the house is, I finally replaced my appliances. Thank you, Albert Lee, last year.
Yeah.
So I got a fairly nice refrigerator, but it was just one that actually kind of fit the space.
Sure.
More so than anything else. It's not huge. It's counter depth. It's not that big. But in my ice chest, I can change the size and the type of my ice cubes. Now,
yeah, I don't.
If I want, I can do like a cue ball size ball of ice. Like if I was to be fancy,
it'll just make the one.
It'll make a square one.
All right.
It'll make a circular one. It'll make a ball. It'll make different 2 or 3 different styles of ice. The only one that won't is the rabbit turd ice, which I like the most.
Correct.
Kind of like at Wendy's, but they don't have that.
Do you use it?
I've never changed the setting on it because I picked the ice I like the most. But I just like the idea, like, at any moment, if I wanted to, I could make different ice.
How long does it take for the first ice cube? For me, it's the round, big
however long it takes to freeze the first load and dump it in the bucket.
I'm down with that.
I just don't care about ice that much.
I know,
But if you could change it, I feel like I would. Like, the summertime hits, you invite some friends over. You know on that day, if I can drop them some big-ass cubes and a big cue ball,
come on. If I invite people over, I got to go buy a bag of ice. I don't even think I have ice trays.
You don't have ice trays? You just buy the bag and...
I just, honestly, I don't know. I drink cold tap water or cans of seltzer and cans of beer. So, I just don't have... it's rare that I have something where I'm like, oh, I need ice.
Yeah, before we got the new refrigerator, we had ice cube trays, and then it occurred to us when we bought a bag of ice, we never refilled those things again. Open the bag, dig your hands in, throw it in.
Reason we asked, what is the coolest thing in your home? Ed Sheeran. He was on the Call Her Daddy podcast, and he shared that he bought an old pub on eBay and transferred it to a barn in his backyard. And he modeled it after the one that he liked to go to as a teenager. Because as a teenager in the UK, you can go to a bar and drink. Ed says the old pub has a, quote, counter. There's a tunnel to it. And in the tunnel, I built a listening room. And there's a cinema. And that's kind of less my man cave and more a man cave kind of with catacombs. He also displays his collections of movie props there and joked that basically is that is his little English pub where he throws ragers. It's called Lancaster Lock, which is a combination of his mom's maiden name and his wife's mom's maiden name as well. But he bought an old bar on eBay, put it back together in his man cave.
And as a tunnel with a cinema and a studio on the way there.
Yes,
that is much cooler than anything I own. F my pool table.
What are the old school, maybe sometimes 4 or 5 piece, just immaculately done pieces of furniture? I want to say Hattie's Hat has it. I think it's called a McCormick bar from back in the day. But these are the ones that have the columns. They have the intricate design,
like
on
the
wood.
dark wooden ones.
Yeah, like if you go into a bar and that whole wall is 3 or 4
I know
pieces,
what you're talking about, yeah.
Even with the coolers on the bottom and everything else.
Yeah.
Those back in the day were, you look at that piece of furniture. It's a piece of furniture.
Right.
And you cannot believe just the intricacy that went into the detail.
Mm-hmm.
It's badass. But, I mean,
there's a really good Irish pub in downtown Disney, in Disney World, right? Like, seriously, it's awesome.
I believe that.
But same thing. Like, we were sitting there and I was talking to the bartender who's Irish, and he's like, it's my family's, like, basically same thing. They flew over the bar in about 3 pieces.
Damn.
And put it back together.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's
But you're right.
right.
Those wood columns, man, you know you're in a good spot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hello, Adam. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Adam, welcome to the program. Ran a question. Let's see here. Okay, let's go this one. What did you own that either the local wildlife or nature destroyed? What did you own that local wildlife or nature destroyed?
Well, I had a 84 Corvette at one point that between the field mice and a tree falling on it is no more.
Was the tree the final straw? I mean, was it done after that?
It was. I thought, I'll be able to get that wiring taken care of, and about 3 months later, tree fell on it and it was done.
So did you get you got your money back though, right, from insurance?
No, I didn't have insurance on it. It was a project to begin with.
So it's just sitting there. You're fixing the thing up. The mice eat all the electrical wiring.
The Mother Nature says, and bam.
Damn. How much did you pay for the car?
$400.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Not crazy.
It makes it much easier to take, yeah.
Not crazy. Trying to think, well, as
we've
far
had
as
the rats eating the crap under our car. Not so much lately, but when we first got to the house, we're like, what the F is wrong with the car? We couldn't figure it out. And finally, they were like, dude, there's something neat. It could be squirrels, raccoons, rats, whatever, but something's eating the wires.
Yep.
Like, okay.
I totally did half of my basement into an additional bedroom and a bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't 2 months. Never put carpet in a basement. That thing flooded from a hurricane, and I had to tear all that carpet up, drag it up the steps, the padding. It was all soaked.
It weighs like 8,000 pounds.
It was itchy as... all the drywall I put in, up until 2 feet high, all needed to be ripped out and replaced. All the electrical outlets need to be rechecked. It was just an absolute nightmare based on Hurricane Floyd.
Yeah.
One major storm. Then, of course, the power went out for a week, so I could not use the sump pump. So that water just sat down.
How bad does that begin to smell?
It's stagnant. I mean, it's horrible. And I couldn't use I couldn't use anything. Because I didn't have any power, didn't have a generator, didn't have any of that stuff. Oh, and I also had a bird that flew in behind my microwave and
that's right.
built a nest, which is fine, except for one of the sparrows didn't make it. So these bugs and little worm things started falling out of the exhaust fan of my microwave, and I looked down on my oven, and it looked like my oven had dandruff.
Right.
I mean, all these little white speckles. And then I realized they were moving. And I'm like, and I looked, and they're like little tiny crabs. And the smell that was coming out of that exhaust fan from that dead bird was enough. You couldn't cook. You didn't even want to open the refrigerator. Somehow the smell permeated that.
So who do you call for that? Is that pest control, animal control?
Called somebody, got up on a ladder, either sucked or vacuumed all that crap out of there.
God.
And then had to bomb my house and stay in a hotel room for a couple days. Police asked Willie Joe, the local wildlife destroyer nature. A man's Mercedes, ironically enough, has been completely written off after rats chewed through the wiring during the ongoing Birmingham trash strike. So trashmen in the city, they've been on strike for over a month. So that's left piles of rubbish bags obstructing the pavement. So on Monday, members of the Unite Union, they overwhelmingly rejected a second offer from Birmingham City Council. So the strike then entered week number 6. Now this guy, Adam, he said workers' decision to reject the deal was a nightmare, claiming that his car had been completely written off because of the damage caused by the rats. Rats were chewing through car wires, leaving the vehicle stranded and surrounded by piles of rubbish. It has been really bad, especially where I live. A lot of restaurants there. I swear there was a pile of rubbish as tall as me. I kid you not. Today they collected some of the trash that was on the floor. So the bags that were on the floor, but the bins are still left.
Yeah.
And they're overflowing and they're full. He said he cannot get into a collection site opened by the city because of the damage to his car. Adding, because of that whole certain thing with the wiring, car's not going to start. So I couldn't take any of the trash there. They said they need to rewire the entire car.
Jeez.
The insurance company says that's too expensive to do based on the cost. They spoke to a resident there, another one, whose sister was left stranded after rats chewed through her car wiring. The rats had broken into her BMW, discovered food.
These are high-dollar rats.
Chewed through the plastic of the battery bay before munching on all the wiring and all the food that was inside of the car. Coming up, your guess is as good as mine. 4:30 categories: green states and the not-so-friendly skies. And we've got your emails coming up next in the men's room at KISW.com.
The Toyota Tundra and Tacoma are designed to outlast and outlive, backed by Toyota's legendary reputation for reliability. So get in a Tundra with the available iForce Max hybrid engine, delivering exceptional torque and towing capacity. Or check out a Tacoma. With available off-road features like crawl control, it can take you beyond the trails. Toyota trucks are built to last. So don't wait. Get yours today. Visit buyatoyota.com for deals and more. Toyota, let's go places.
Spring's here. Flowers are blooming, birds are singing, and allergies? Yeah, they're back too. Sneezing, watery eyes. When they hit, you need a tissue fast. That's where Kleenex Ultra Soft Tissues come in. Whether you're at home or on the go, Kleenex Ultra Soft Tissues have you covered. Allergist-approved Kleenex Ultra Soft Tissues are gentle on your eyes and nose, so you can power through allergy season without missing a beat. Because while allergies are unpredictable, staying prepared is easy. For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex.
Podcasting isn't just evolving, it's having a full-blown identity crisis. I'm Allison Marino, host of What's a Podcast? The Revolution Redefined, a new series that pulls back the curtain on the forces shaping the medium now and what that means for all of us who love podcasts. I'm really excited to share the official trailer where you'll hear from some of the biggest names in the space. Ira Glass, Leo Laporte, Guy Raz, Hernan Lopez, Lex Friedman, AJ Feliciano, Dan Granger, and yeah, me too. Here it is now.
I still want to kill the word podcast.
That's not just a hot take. It's a symptom of an identity crisis.
Big company run media, and people are trusting it less and less. That it's really important that we're independent.
There's a handful of companies that control the vast majority of podcast inventory that have the vast majority of the gigantic shows.
We left radio behind for a reason. We wanted to get away from all the gatekeepers.
I don't know that you could do this as effectively in video.
Podcasting is at a crossroads. I've watched the industry swing from hype to consolidation to reinvention. But this time it's different. From the producers of the documentary Age of Audio, Oxford Road presents the Media Roundtable special series. What's a podcast? The Revolution Redefined.
All of us who work in the media, we got to run a business and we got to make a living and we got to sell our ads and we got to do all that. But we all got into it because I think most of us, it just gave us a feeling.
A 3-part series. where you'll hear the leading industry voices give their takes on what podcasting has become and where it's headed next. Teaming up with Oxford Road and Age of Audio director Sean Colon for this series was fun, but also kind of a wake-up call. If you love this medium as much as I do, you've got to listen to What's a Podcast? The Revolution Redefined. It's out now, wherever you get your podcasts.
Now at Verizon, we have some big news for your peace of mind. For all our customers, existing and new, we're locking in low prices for 3 years guaranteed on My Plan and My Home. That's future you peace of mind. And everyone can save on a brand new phone on My Plan when you trade in any phone from one of our top brands. That's new phone peace of mind. Because at Verizon, whether you're already a customer or you're just joining us, we got you. Visit Verizon today. Price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate. Additional terms and conditions apply for all offers.
When it comes to healthcare, you want an option that works for you. If your health insurance believes they know best, maybe you need an alternative that believes you should decide. Take charge of your healthcare with Christian Healthcare Ministries. With no provider network and the flexibility to join anytime, you choose what works for you and your family. Whether you're navigating the diaper stage, getting your kids ready for school, or planning for early retirement, CHM's comprehensive programs grow and go with you through all life's seasons. Enroll today by visiting chministries.org/total.
At Danner, the journey is never complete. The Danner N45 Trail Hiker is designed to support those willing to sweat in search of their edge. Featuring Perspare uppers with a Reaprene gussets for maximum breathability and Endurafoam midsoles for long-lasting comfort and cushion. The recraftable Vibram Mega Grip outsoles are built to be rebuilt. Danner's Precision Fit technology is available in women's styles. Breathe in the scenery with the Danner N45 Trail Hiker. Wherever you are on your journey, take new steps in the only direction you were meant to go. Forward. Explore the N45 at danner.com.
Going up. Prices keep going up these days. It feels like being on an elevator that only goes up. Going up. But not at Metro. We're pushing the down button. Going down. We've lowered prices and give you a 5-year price guarantee on talk, text, and data. Get one line of 5G data for $40. Period. That's 20% lower. Only at Metro.
5-year guarantee on eligible plans. Exclusions apply. See website for details. Not available at Metro with T-Mobile in the past 6 months. Tax applies.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With nonstop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation by offering comfortable and spacious cabins. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
Hey, what's the easiest way to find out what channel the game's on? Sports on What? Subscribe to the Sports on What app and quickly find the channel for every provider, satellite, cable, or streaming. Sports on What knows the channel the game is on, and you can too. Download today. We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Oh, yeah, Sunday's a big day around here, so this week we're having an interesting little contest we do. Mm-hmm. We take all the names of the men's room, throw them in a hat, and pick out a name. That person does their thing. It's up to you to figure out which member of the men's room got their name drawn from the hat. So vote now. If you follow us on X at Men's Room Live, take a stab at who you think's name was drawn earlier before the show.
Week.
That's what we're doing. Your guess is as good as mine. Cut up the categories, green states, and the not-so-friendly skies. But first time for a few emails to the men's room at KISW.com. Birthdays brought to you by Men's Room Roasted Red Salsa from San Juan Salsa Company.
Dip responsibly.
That's right. Guys, our
Wasn't
family
ready for that one.
Loves you guys, loves the show. Love to get a birthday shout out to our son David. He turns 14 today. Golden birthday on the 14th. Can he get an OG fish sandwich and the Dirty Germans talking about classic cars? Lots of love that from Mom, Dad, Pickle, and Rumble. Here are some rules we got. As far as the Dirty Germans, we typically don't do that until someone is 18.
Yeah. Correct.
We prefer the captain not be involved in any kids' birthdays, if at all possible. If you've
Why
heard
do you say that,
the stuff
Miles?
that comes out of the captain's
I
mouth.
love kids.
Right. Latest edition, Coke Ted, not allowed unless you're 18 years old. All right, so those are the rules. But
So I get a fish
yeah,
sandwich?
we'll give you that. Sorry. Once you grow up, then we can get a little bit more adult.
We have a lot to share.
Yeah, I don't want Coke Ted talking about 14-year-old kid.
Come on now. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All of my dearest Picholas, can I get a birthday shout-out for my boy Miguel? Thanks for putting up with me for putting me on game in that chuck room at work. My man's 25 today. Can I get a big old bong rip, a drop the beat, and some advice from Coach Ted about turning 25, being single, and living in downtown, all on a weeknight? Thanks, guys. That from Jason, pronounced Big J in Sacramento.
Drop the beat.
All right, you're turning 25, you're single. Here's what you got to do. Do a little research, hop on the computer, find out what bar tonight is having industry night. All right, all the bartenders generally have off on Sunday and Monday. So let's be honest, that's the only place you're going to go tonight. It's going to have single women available. You know, there's no Monday Night Football, man. I got nothing else for you.
What up, boys? It's my 46th time around the big ball in the sky. Can I get some puke, a ladies' man fish sandwich, and the Dirty Germans talking about what I look forward to sliding into my 50s? Thanks, guys. That from Will.
Can I buy you a fish sandwich?
Yeah, I hope what you slide into is a vagina.
Yeah, so, you know, some people call that the ham sandwich.
Yeah. Yeah, Cuban sandwich because you add the pickle.
Sometimes roast beef.
Briny.
Depends on what deli you go to. Guys, today is my husband Aaron's 50th birthday and want to welcome him to the club. He is absolutely the best R2 partner in life, and I am so lucky to share this adventure with him. How about a big old bong rip, a barbershop fish sandwich, all the love in the world, that from Kat and Leah. Thanks so much. What is an R2 partner?
Don't know.
Okay. I'm not in the know.
Can I get a fish sandwich? Oh, you know I gotta eat right. Oh, brother, can I have a fish sandwich? You put the cheese and the tartar on the side.
Birthday shout. How about a birthday one for our good buddy, Reggie White? He's 51 today. Only wants his name on the show. How about a Leroy Jenkins and a fish sandwich along with a Suck It Up? Thanks, guys. That from Frank.
Let's do this. Leroy! A fillet of fish sandwich.
So, suck it up, cupcake!
And gentlemen, if you could, please wish my mom, Shannon, a very happy 64th birthday today. Always busy, taking care of and putting her family first, so she doesn't have a lot of free time to take care of herself. I know she truly would appreciate the captain giving her some advice on staying gluten-free while wandering the grocery store aisles. Thanks in advance, guys, and stay beautiful, bitches, and cheers.
Ooh, well, ahoy there, and happy 64th birthday. Well, the old Capitan has never gone gluten-free, but for various legal reasons, I've had to go gluten-free. Apparently, that includes eating and drinking in excess, and increased sexual activity, or as they call it, SID. All the things that make the Capitan the Capitan. As for going gluten-free, well, my advice is to find food that tastes bad, and that's probably gluten-free, but also, the old Capitan is gluten-free as well. Eat up. Crunch berries.
All right, guys, here you go.
Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you, to you, to you.
Ya's a Dirty Germans brought to you by Men's Room Original Sausage. Available through Uli's World Famous Sausage, mensroomlive.com, and other fine retailers. Schweinefly.
Thank you, Mom. Let's get a contestant on the line right now. For your guess is as good as mine, 206-803-ROCK. In the meantime, as we wait on a contestant, a couple extra emails. Subject, World Tour Stop number 3, photos of the band. Men's Room, Ola. I've been a long-time listener of your show. A few weeks ago, I had the privilege to see your entire show live at the World Tour Stop number 2 at Pioneer Tacos and Tequila. That was quite a memorable show for me, and I had a blast. Then over this past weekend, had the opportunity again to see you guys at the World Tour Stop number 3 at Muckleshoot Casino. Absolutely enjoyed your performance on stage with the new originals. Mike Hawk crushed it on Eminem. I would love to see you guys play again with the band. So please don't break up again anytime soon. You guys got along? Everything was fine?
No. There was a fist fight in the dressing room as soon as it was done. You can tell the fuse was getting short on stage. Tempers were simmering.
It's an acoustic show.
Yeah, well, that's why we hit each other with acoustic guitars. Much less damage than our last electric.
Started with a fight about a bathroom.
That is correct.
Ted stole my smoke.
Yep. I was stealing people's cigs. I was all coked out again.
As a photographer who loves
Freaking out.
shooting bands, I felt it was only natural to bring my camera and snap some photos of your performance with a band. Yes, I was the big guy with the big camera and lens by the front of the stage.
You did a great job.
I'm
Great
sharing those
shots,
photos.
man.
You do whatever.
Those did look awesome.
Yeah, do whatever you want with them freely, he says. All I ask is to credit me whenever it's due. You guys rock. Keep on doing what you do best. And stay beautiful. That from Mark. Mark, those pictures were awesome.
Can we post those, Mike? Just credit the man.
He said that we could use them freely. Real quick, did he put his photography group there on the email?
Mark Soukup Photography.
How do you spell that last name, Soukup?
You spell it Soukup.
I love it. Yeah, great shots.
Yeah, he did a great job.
And that's how we do business, ladies and gentlemen.
And one more.
We could have emailed it back, but let's talk about it over the air.
Bitches Men's Room stop number 3 on the World Tour Saturday at Muckleshoot. Awesome. I have missed the chance to see the new originals every other time they performed. Thank God they tore it up. The contracts.
Yeah.
And came out of retirement. Praise be. Great meeting you guys officially. I would like to tell you, though, about the first time I met you. Rockstar Mayhem Fest 2010. In between raging mosh pits on the hot concrete, my buddies and I went over to the KISW tent and entered to win a Rockstar Mayhem Fest guitar.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Months go by. We completely forgotten about the contest. One morning, my friend and I wake up and have a morning smoke session about 9 a.m. His phone rings, and it's KISW, telling him he's won the Mayhem Fest guitar. Now, naturally, we flip out, haul ass from Federal Way up to the Twin Toaster buildings to pick up this bad boy. Get there, they hand my friend an all-black guitar covered in autographs. We're a bit puzzled. Say thanks and left. So we spend the next hour at his house trying to figure out who these signatures were. Then the phone rings again, and it's KISW. And they say, hey, sorry, we actually messed up and gave you the wrong guitar. Do you mind bringing this one back to trade for the right one? Of course, my buddy, being an honest dude, said, yeah, sure, absolutely. So we haul back up there, get in the elevator to go up. 3 other men entered the elevator with us, and it goes quiet. Keep in mind, at this time, neither of us had any idea what the host of the men's room looked like in real life. And like your infamous caller, Donovan, we didn't know Thrill was a black man. So my buddy is a big, tall, goofy-looking dude. He's rocking a Skinner shirt. All of a sudden, a tall black man looks at my friend's shirt and says, Leonard Skinner, huh? I've always wanted to see them live. I just feel like I might not be too welcome at the shows. Now, remember.
The Confederate flag?
Yeah, we're still riding this gnarly wake and bake that we indulged in at 8. So when he says that, I uncontrollably laugh out loud. I don't remember what was said. But I recognize Miles' voice there. And he says, we're in the men's room. Good to meet you. Enjoyed a laugh together. Then for 20 minutes later, when the desk worker was still off searching for the right guitar, I had the black one on the ground in the lobby, trying to look at these signatures, and still baked directly out of my mind. Ted comes walking by and goes, what the F are you doing on the floor? I chuckled and said, Ted, I don't know anymore. And he chuckled as he walked into the office. And that's how I met you guys. Cheers to 20 years. That from the real James P. Sullivan.
Damn, Ted, you're really aggressive, man.
Mm-hmm. Wow, it's just weird to see, what are you doing up here?
Yeah, do it on the floor.
Time for a little Your Guess Is As Good As Mine. It's an easy game to play. You pick from one of 2 categories. Try to get as many right in said category before 3 strikes and you're out. Steve, who's our contestant? Ready to play Your Guess Is As Good As Mine.
His name is Mason, or her name is Mason. Either way, hello, Mason. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola and aloha, naked ladies.
Hola! It's a woman with a deep voice.
Yes. Mason, welcome to the program. And your guess is as good as mine. Mason, your categories. We have the top green states in the United States. So the greenest. Now, this is based on environmental quality, air, water, soil, eco-friendly behaviors, green buildings per capita, alternative fuel vehicles per capita, certified organic farms, all the green things, right? Then we also have the least green states, which in my mind, these should be fairly easy to get as well. All right? So, Mason, those are 2 categories. We also have a third. We have the best airlines in the United States. They did all the things as far as delays, your bags, cancellations, blah, 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 in-flight amenities. So we have the 10 best airlines or the greenest or not green states. So where do you want to go? On your guess is as good as mine.
I think we want to go with the airlines.
Airlines. Okay.
All right. Yeah.
By the way, they say airline ticket prices went up 8% last year. That outpaced inflation. Now, cost isn't all that matters when picking what company to fly with, though choosing the wrong airline has the potential to take even more from us. For instance, 10 animals died during air transportation in 2024.
Dang.
4 major U.S. airlines had at least 2 pet fatalities. While critical to consider, other factors that fly under the radar are on this list. So basically, these are the top 10 for in-flight comfort, delays, baggage mishaps, cancellations, on-time flights, and all the other. So you know how to play this game, Mason. Pick as many right in said category before 3 strikes and you're out. So what is your first guess on the top airlines?
I have a quick question for the Ted Smith. Did you have a blast at the Dead and Company shows at the Sphere or what?
It is unbelievable. I tell everybody, people ask on Saturday, you got to go see that show down there, man.
And what airline did you fly to?
I took Delta.
Oh,
all right.
Okay.
They
Actually,
love
it was
to
a nice
fly, and it
flight.
shows.
Have you been, or are you going down there?
I'm actually a fish head, so I'm looking forward to the Climate Pledge shows next weekend.
Yeah, I was going to say, Fish in town this week.
Yep.
Okay. All right, Mason, what are you thinking here as far as the top 10 airlines?
Like both.
Let's go Delta.
Delta's number 3.
All right.
Their overall score, 64.24 in the metric rating they came up with.
Out of 100?
I don't know.
Or do they not tell you what they...
I'm assuming so.
You're third in your class with a
yeah.
64.
I mean, the number one score is 69.
No.
To give you an idea. Okay. So Delta is correct, Mason. What's that
My
number?
mom back on the islands, she works for Aloha Airlines, and they're defunct now. But I'm going to go with their rival, who's still operating, Hawaiian Airlines.
Hawaiian Airlines is number 7. They consistently do very well as far as the ratings goes. But you know
You're
what?
going to
It's
Hawaii.
Thank you. It's a little bit biased, isn't it?
My God, they can put wings on a Greyhound. You're going to Hawaii. So no matter what, you're like, I love this airline.
Okay, Mason, you got number 7, Hawaiian, and number 3, Delta Airlines. These are the top 10 best airlines to fly.
Let's go with our local carrier, Alaska.
Alaska's number 6 on the list. You're 3 for 3, Mason. No strikes against you.
Are they all bound here to the States, or do we maybe have some international airlines?
We do not. These are the best
Domestic.
airlines.
Oh, otherwise.
I'm not saying they don't
All
fly to
domestic?
other countries. But, well,
Domestic, there's no international carriers.
that's correct. You're not going to get an Emirates on
Emirates,
here.
Turkish, all
Qatar
those.
Airways,
Yeah.
British Airways.
Now, believe it or not, Mason, just a hint, a lot of the lower fare carriers, believe it or not, do very, very well. So the ones that are cheaper.
I would say Spirit, man. I've actually heard as many crazy stories as I hear with Spirit Airlines, like a bat is flying around the cabin. Other than the bat flying around the cabin during the flight, apparently it's decent. Your bags, you get there on time. They take off on time.
Oh, let's go Spirit.
Spirit Airlines is the number 1 best airline to fly in the United States according to these metrics that they use. In-flight amenities, they do very well. Baggage mishaps, they do very well. They don't lose your luggage.
Like, look,
they
man,
get you there on time.
I thought you couldn't even took baggage.
I don't know what the deal is.
Maybe that's
you
why
pay
they
for
don't
it.
lose it.
Yeah. Maybe that's why that works.
They're like, look, dude, if you can deal with bats, everything else about this flight will be fantastic.
All right, Mason, you got 4 out of the 10. No strikes. You're correct with Spirit Airlines at number 1, Delta number 3, Alaska in 6, and 7th place, Hawaiian Airlines.
All right, let's go United Air.
United Airlines number 8 on the list. That was the carrier I took to Africa from Newark. So the 16 hours was on United.
Same airline getting back to Seattle or different airline?
Same airline, but then I switched over and went to Alaska. And that's when things went.
Really?
Yeah. See,
I feel like if you're traveling overseas, for some reason, it's always United.
They are definitely an international carrier, for sure.
They also have Continental Airlines, right? Or they used
It used to be Continental.
It used to be Continental.
It's been my experience. It's not everybody's, but I feel like every time I have something that's delayed or rerouted or something like that, it's United.
Really?
Yeah.
Mason, there's a couple, again, low-paying carriers on this list. Still.
Like a Frontier.
Or maybe
JetBlue.
JetBlue. I swear by JetBlue.
So we're going to go with Frontier.
Frontier's number 9.
All right.
Okay.
They have a score of 47.02%. They do very well on on-time flights.
Really?
Yes.
Everything else was going to suck about this, but
Well,
you will get
they
where
do
you're going on
especially,
time.
especially well there. Okay. All right, Mason, 6 out of 10. Still no strikes against you, man. You're doing pretty well.
Someone has suggested American Eagle. They're regional, I believe.
I don't know if they're right.
Or are they just, oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, don't guess that.
I mean, They might be a subsidiary of American.
Right.
All right. But, you know.
I mean, the people that fly Southwest are diehard fans of Southwest until the only issue that they had with it is when they started going away from the open seating and now doing the side seating. That is literally the only issue that they've had with it.
Okay.
And, Mike, that's going to be my next guess for a budget airline, Southwest.
They come in 5th place.
Okay.
62.19%.
So far, the less money you pay for a flight, the better your overall experience. That's what I'm hearing.
There are still two very cheap airlines on here.
All right, JetBlue.
JetBlue's number 4.
Again, the less money you pay for a flight, the better your overall experience.
And maybe it's just my experience. JetBlue, for some reason, to me, has the friendliest staff, too.
Okay.
And then after they give you the initial stuff, they just have a refrigerator kind of in the middle of the plane. I'm like, you want a snack or a soda? Go get one.
Ooh, nice.
Well, right then, JetBlue.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know about you guys, but when I shop for a flight, the first thing I look at is the price. The next thing I look at is minimum layovers.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Okay. You've got 7 out of the 10, Mason, and no strikes against you.
Let's go American Airlines.
American Airlines is number 10. Actually, you've got 9 of 10. I'm wrong.
1 left.
Yeah. 9 of 10, dude. There's 1 airline left.
There's still.
You have no strikes.
It's got to be just the one that we have left.
This is a regional carrier. I will give you that. It is a regional carrier that only flies on the West Coast.
West Coast carrier.
I mean, they fly other places, but predominantly.
Man, I'm not sure. I feel like I know more football conferences than I do carriers.
Basically, just know this,
You do.
Mason.
Right?
You have gotten all the major airlines correct. All right.
Okay.
So technically, 9 out of the 10, you've already won the game. There is a regional airline.
Is there like a budget airlines or something like that?
It's not really budget. It's just more small. So think of it being like the Payne Field
Any hints?
Right.
of airlines, you know?
Any hints?
Well, they're a West Coast carrier.
Is that reflected in the name?
Yes.
Is there a West Coast airline?
Right, WCA maybe?
Mountain West?
No, West Coast.
Yep.
Gee,
Western Air?
you cannot pass.
Oh, he makes the planes. I like she's trying to help, but
Yeah.
A couple people saying
I know,
Horizon.
but-
It's Horizon.
Wait. Budget Air? Is that a carrier?
Yeah. Mason, you're never going to give it, so I'm going to give it to you. It's SkyWest Airlines.
SkyWest.
Oh, okay.
They are the number 2 airline.
that is kind of
How they
tough,
fly.
though, because aren't they, like, isn't SkyWest Hawaiian, aren't they all, both of those operated by Alaska now?
I believe they are.
think so, yeah.
But they still
Or their
go with a
own.
name. So they kept the name.
All right.
So here you go. These are the top airlines, the best ones in the U.S. At 10, American Airlines, followed by Frontier at 9, 8 is United, 7 Hawaii, Alaska Airlines come in at 6, 5th is Southwest, JetBlue at 4, 3 is Delta, SkyWest 2. Your number 1 favorite airline, Spirit Airlines.
Come on.
Who knew? Coming up at 5:08, we'll drink and toast with the shot of the day. You are listening to The Men's Room.
This Bosch 2-in-1 impact driver rules.
Oh, yeah!
That couldn't have been.
Macho Man Randy Savage indeed, yeah. A.K.A. you're in a Bosch. I'm a macho manifestation of that feeling you get when you use that 2-in-1 impact driver.
Oh, yeah?
Nah, say it with your chest, brother. Oh, yeah!
Oh, yeah!
We'll work on that.
The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a Bosch.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Nerds! Today's episode is sponsored by Smart Travel, a new podcast from NerdWallet. Smart Travel doesn't just cover points and miles. They break down all the financial aspects of your trip, whether that's the best days to book, how to avoid hidden fees, or which fancy travel credit cards pay off, and which ones are just an expensive flex. If you want your travel budget to work harder, then dive into the best deals, products, services, and more with Smart Travel from NerdWallet, wherever you get your podcasts.
Now is the perfect time to start on your next success. An accredited state university, University of Maryland Global Campus offers online and hybrid courses. Plus, you can earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start May 14th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
The brand new Grand Casino and Shoreline is now open. Step into the action with Vegas-style table games like Baccarat, Heads Up Hold'em Poker, Pai Gow, Blackjack, and High Card Flush. Feeling hungry? Feast on delicious Chinese, Vietnamese, and continental dishes plus breakfast favorites. Dine in or take out. And don't miss daily happy hours from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. to midnight. Grand Casino and Shoreline off Aurora. Open daily from 9 a.m. to 4 a.m. Visit GrandCasinoGaming.com. Welcome to the Grand Experience.
The men's room returns with Miles and Thrill.
Coming up at 5:08, we will drink and toast with a shot of the day. And we do have your headlines on the way at 5:50. But first, quick check on Mike Hogg and some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
Well, thank you, Miles. According to science, natural light will help you wake up less groggy in the morning, but only if you time it just right.
Time it just right. Look, man, I'm telling you, when the sun is out, I just pop out of bed.
Yeah.
My first word is still F, but still, like, I just get out of bed. It's not about going back to sleep or laying under the covers.
No, they mean the beer, man. When you got to time it right when you finish drinking it at night.
Oh, beer.
I'm kidding. I see. Natural light. There's evidence to suggest that we're finally seeing the decline of the online influencer culture.
Woot woot!
I looked a little bit into this one, and it's referencing a video that kind of went viral. Didn't kind of, but it went viral like in the last month, something like that. It's this dude, and he makes this video of his pre 8 a.m. lifestyle where he wakes up at like 3:42. He's got this black tape over his mouth that he then undoes and dips his face in mineral water that's like $60 a bottle.
That guy was all over the internet a couple weeks ago.
He was, and everybody was making fun of him for it. And so that's why they're saying that we might be seeing the decline here, because too many people are like, okay, even if what you're saying is true, that you do get up at 3:45 in the morning and do 20 push-ups out on your balcony and then just start looking at your laptop saying, I think we should get 10,000.
At some point, people go, so what?
Right.
And a lot of the
it's not authentic.
Because they have like all the private jet props.
Yeah.
Like you just walk into a studio, right? You can rent this thing out. I think it's $60 an hour, they said.
Right.
But meanwhile, what you're showing on Instagram is, I'm on my private jet setting. It's like, bro, you're sitting in a warehouse in Brooklyn.
Exactly.
Some people got to smell the phoniness. It's not as interesting.
We're getting burned out on people trying to just show how much better than us than they are. And we don't want to say it anymore. We don't care.
Yeah.
Like, watching you does not make me better. You just sit there and tell me that I'm not like you, and okay, fine.
You're right.
Yeah.
I will not get up at 3:45 to dip my face in mineral water.
Right. And he does it like 6 or 7 times in like banana peel facials and stuff like that. Like, shut up.
Right. That was the other thing, right? The banana peels.
My God. Yeah.
To me, it'd be like listening to Gwyneth Paltrow. And I put this egg in my vagina and I steam it. Like, look, man, you do what you got to do. Right. I don't want to know.
Yeah. There's a study being done as to whether or not tattoo ink could be related to certain cancers.
I'm hoping so.
Skin cancer, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah, lymphoma.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I saw the article. I'm like, well, cool. So naturally I read it, but I get what they're saying. It's the amount of ink that is used potentially penetrates through the skin and goes into the lymph nodes, in which case you have a problem.
Right.
So they said the bigger the tattoo, the more the work. But it doesn't make sense, because if it's about the ink going through, the size of the tattoo is irrelevant. It's how much ink is used on any one tattoo. That's what they're saying. So the more ink that is used in one spot can break through the skin, go into the lymph nodes.
Gotcha.
So you get a teeny tiny tattoo, but if you're drilling it with all kinds of colors, you're more at risk than having just like a big outline.
Sure. That makes sense.
Well, me and Throw were talking about last week. I was like, I saw this thing where people are going fully under now to get massive pieces done at once.
No, man.
Yeah, they were saying like, it's like, I thought that was kind of part of getting a tattoo. You had to like earn it.
Yeah, grin and bear it, man.
And then the second part is like this doctor was just saying like, for some of these people, like you're putting your body through a lot of trauma. Like
you're telling
I think most
stay
back
asleep.
pieces, I could be wrong, but they're not done at once.
No,
when you
depending
go
on how
in
much
stages.
I had for my back piece, there's not a ton of color. There's still 3 different sittings. And I hear what the doctor's saying. You're trying to tell your body to go to sleep while someone is taking a needle, hammering you 10 million miles an hour, ripping through your body, man.
Right.
Yeah, they would just say, like, the next day has got to be so much worse. But that's also just become a big, massive thing. It's like, it's not just having a tattoo. People have tattoos everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Just, if it hurt that bad, people wouldn't have them. That's what I tell them. Like, does it hurt? I'm like, yeah, but it's not that bad, man.
Right. Yeah, and like, all right, we talked about getting one for my cousin that just passed away, right? But like that, to me, that would be part of it. It's like, yeah, I went through the pain for Christina.
Oh yeah.
Not like, yeah, put me under, doc.
I don't want to have to. I don't want to have to think about this.
Yeah.
Yeah. New research shows that low levels of vitamin K are linked to memory loss and brain inflammation.
Where do you get vitamin K?
I didn't work on it. I don't know.
I don't even know what vitamin K is.
Me neither.
Right. I know that vitamin K.
To obtain vitamin K, naturally focus on consuming green leafy vegetables like kale,
cool.
spinach, collard greens, as well as broccoli and other cruciferous vegetables.
I have none in my body. There's zero vitamin K.
Vegetable oils, some fruits like blueberries and figs, and certain animal products like meat, cheese, and eggs.
Oh, okay.
Get all that vitamin K in
So
there.
food.
Yeah.
They basically just covered it. Well, if you eat berries or meat or vegetables.
Right.
Okay, food.
Hershey bars,
anything that's not fish.
Milk. Being married has been linked to an increased risk of dementia.
No. I told you you're driving me crazy.
Say, right? You're driving me insane.
All right, Ted.
It absolutely
does.
Just end up bonded to a professional gaslighter. You never said that. I swear I did.
Look, man, one, they drive you crazy. Two, people think you have a bad memory. It's like, it's not that I have a bad memory. You give me 400 days of information in 1 hour. I cannot reasonably be expected to remember every date that you rattle off in your head, which is a weird place to me, man. But like, you're talking about November 18th, 2027, and then in October of 2027, you're going to say, I told you about it.
They have a perfect filing cabinet in their brains.
They do.
We have loose boxes inside of ours.
You're right. Ours is like, it's paper. It may or may not have been alphabetized.
Right. General subjects. Like she has a filing cabinet that has it by day. We have boxes that say stuff about the dog. Like, and it just gets lumped in there. And I've had this conversation with her, which, like, I don't know when it's your inside, you know, shoot, I lost the word. When it's just your inside commentary that is bled out, whether you're talking to the animal.
Are you telling me something?
Right. Are you just saying something out loud, or are you talking to me? Because there are times when you're saying stuff out loud, I just let you go. Like, I'll be there to bounce it off of you, but I just let you go.
I think you nailed it. Like, as a dude, just my filing system's different than yours. Mine, like you said, it's in boxes.
Right.
So you say, well, I told you about November 18th. And you go, okay. So I got to find the box. But it just says the year, 2027. Then I got to flip through. And it was about. I did not file.
And
this
even
away.
then, the year's got like a smudge on that back two
Right.
letters, so you can't quite figure out what year it was in.
It is weird, too. It's like, you didn't remember we had to do that? Like, no. But, sure, it's the third Saturday in October, so Tennessee's playing.
Bam, I know that. I did finally get her back because we're on the bonded calendar, as it were. So anything at all that you got, put it on the calendar. If it's not on the calendar, I don't know about it. It's not happening. I've been caught at a handful of times like, it wasn't on the calendar. I don't know about this. Finally, she's got something. Hey, we're doing this. Well, it wasn't on the calendar.
Yeah.
We talked about it last night.
No, it's on the calendar. It's on the calendar.
Not on the calendar. I didn't know about it.
When we talked about it last night, I ignored you because I figured you wrote it down on the calendar.
It all has to be on the calendar.
You didn't tell me I had to listen. Because if we wrote it on the calendar, don't even bring it up.
Right.
I don't want to hear it.
If it's in the calendar, I know it's happening. I know where I am at 6 o'clock tomorrow night. A new survey found that workplace drama can actually bring some teams together.
Well, no kidding.
It's because the drama's against you guys.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
You're on one side of it or the other.
Right.
Well, especially if it's someone in the office that everybody kind of doesn't like. It's like, all right, they screwed up.
And secretly you're happy.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, not shocked, though.
When the office drama goes from, one side to the next to from the bottom to the top, all of a sudden teams are working together.
Yeah, right.
What do you know? They have a common thing.
Yeah.
They hate you.
Boss, you really brought us together. Glad I could. Well, I mean, everybody hates
building's incredible.
Yeah.
Apparently, yawning too much could indicate a serious sleep deficit disorder.
Well, yeah.
Are they kidding?
Well, I wouldn't, like, people yawn as they're tired.
I've never, I'm going to run a marathon. Like, it's like, I'm going to go to bed. Like, we get it.
I mean, it happens to me before auctions all the time.
Really?
I yawn like crazy. I crash at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon if I'm working that night. And it happened the same thing on this Saturday.
The slowest auctioneer in history.
Before we got to Muggleshoot, like, I had a little bit of a crash out. No matter what it is, if I'm working on a Saturday afternoon,
your body just shuts down.
I
for a
hit
minute.
that lull where it's like I could take a nap. Need to conserve energy. So we are like we have said all throughout the show today. We're doing a little fun this week, and so I decided to get us warmed up for it.
The Men's Room Top 10. The Men's Room Top 10. 10 or more of the best stoner thoughts. Does cheese really go with anything? I tried it on pudding. Didn't work. Maybe I should have tried something other than pistachio pudding. The green and yellow reminds me of the Green Bay Packers. Never liked them. I do like packing for trips or when I'm moving. I make an art form out of using every available space in the box. Sucks for whoever ends up lifting it. I miss a good hot dog. My dog Henry likes broccoli. He's weird. I'm weird. Why is the song from Bon Jovi, Blaze of Glory, playing in my mind right now? I like rice cakes.
Weed week. Right. So there might be some clues in this segment.
You think
here.
he eats them plain?
You think what?
The rice cakes. Think he eats them plain? They have like flavored ones.
Yeah. The plain ones aren't bad. Let's not knock the plain ones.
Oh, come on.
Let's not knock the
They're
plain
not
ones.
rice cakes.
They're
You put
not
nothing
bad.
on it?
No.
Ew.
No peanut butter, nothing.
You know,
Are you in prison?
I have in the past. However, I can get by with just munching on a dog.
I'm going to hate myself.
I don't know, man. Quaker makes those tiny ones that come in flavors. I'll give you a pass. But just, what is this, the 80s? Like, I'm sorry, man. What are you going to get on, like, diet pills next?
It's a texture thing.
Do you eat plain oatmeal?
No.
Okay. Thank God.
No.
But you eat a plain rice cake.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Just a little salt on it. Bam. It's not bad.
Okay.
I don't know, dude.
Now, granted, yeah, the apples and cinnamon one is better. Yeah,
No, why
yeah.
not just get those?
The cheese one is better. And, you know, you throw a little maybe avocado and salt and pepper and tomato on there. It's fantastic.
Hey, you got a plain one. You put that on there, fine. But I'm just telling you, like, it just reminds me of the 80s, just gnawing on a regular plain-ass one.
It's like eating styrofoam.
Yeah.
It's like
I
you're
know.
the kid that...
You're like
it's
my
fun.
mom. You want a tab to go with that?
Diet right?
Thanks, Miles. Yeah.
Right.
Jesus Christ, man.
Sorry. RC Cola?
Yeah, like, what is going on? with
RC
that?
cold and plain rice cakes, brother.
Just too much flavor. It's enough for me. I'll settle with this.
I like food, but I hate flavor.
It's not bad.
No, it's not bad at all.
I know it's plain. I know it's very basic. It ain't bad.
It's beyond very basic. You know what I mean? Like, if vanilla ice cream is a basic ice cream, then rice cakes are, they're
And
like
you know what? I've
nothing
always
with
hated
texture.
that. Vanilla is not a basic ice cream. It is
I
the classic
agree.
flavor, damn it. It's
I'm
a
saying
flavor.
plain rice cakes. It's like, how do you add substance to literally nothing? How can we make nothing crunchy in someone's mouth? And they came up with the rice cakes.
So these are some...
You were eating nothing in spite of there being something in your mouth. It's an amazing act of physics, the rice cake.
So these are some stoner thoughts to ponder. Right now, you're both the oldest you've ever been and the youngest you will ever be again.
Ooh.
All right, that's deep.
That's deep.
Yeah.
But by the time you think about it, you're already wrong and right again.
Correct.
Damn, I'm already older. Wait, but I'm still young. Wait.
Do pets name their owners? I like to think so.
What do you think your pets are called?
Big one.
Damn.
I got the big one and the small one.
Yeah, I'd be called
Poop picker upper.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Where's my poop picker up?
We found out that my mother-in-law is the food bringer.
Food bring. Okay.
You know, because she'll show up, halfway through the workday and she'll feed the kids the kibbles, as it were.
That's a good point. We got a friend of my dog would just call treats.
Yep.
What's up, Treats?
My sister's dog, same with my mom. 'Cause I think my mom eats Cheez-Its and falls asleep, and he eats the Cheez-Its. That dog barks at everybody. He doesn't bark with my mom. And I'm like, he's got to be full of Cheez-Its.
Is a gingerbread man made out of a house, or is his house made of his flesh?
Oh, damn.
His house made out of his flesh.
He just rips the skin off and
Yeah.
puts it up on the walls.
That is kind of weird.
Yeah, not to bring it up.
Oh, you want to come over to my flesh house?
She said.
Yeah. Yes. The flesh house.
Okay, then.
Ooh, I'm in a flesh shed.
Is it a single or a double line?
Do you think there's any gynecologist that uses slang instead of your vagina? All right, let's see the flesh house. I'm sorry, doctor, what? You know, the flesh house. The buffalo gums. Come on, lady.
Your she shed.
What the hell did you think I was talking about? You came to me. Let me see your tuskless wars. Oh, my God.
You're she urchin. You're she urchin.
The everyman gynecologist.
What did you call it? A she urchin, you know?
For toys go to get sticky.
Let me see the camel toe.
Let's see the mossy cottage.
There she blow. Okay.
Oh, man. You guys ever notice that when it's all lowercase, the word bed looks like a bed?
Bed? Yeah. Someone brought that up to me, and I just stared at it for like 10 minutes. Like, I don't even think I was stoned. Yeah.
If you try to fail but end up succeeding, which did you actually do?
You succeeded.
There's some
But
stoner
you
thoughts
failed.
here.
You were trying to fail, but you ended up succeeding, so you failed at failing. Yes,
Right.
you succeeded, but you failed.
Right,
in your
you
goal.
did not succeed in failing.
Right. I don't want to win the lottery. Then you win the lottery.
You failed at failing, which means that you succeeded.
But you failed
Correct.
at failing.
Did you guys know that ice cubes float in a pool of their own blood?
Oh, Jesus.
It's all right. That makes sense.
Share that with the kids.
Think
tonight.
about it, man.
It's like the gingerbread man.
An echo can't talk, but it can still reply.
Yep.
How does a sponge hold water if it's full of holes, man?
How do they have holes? I guess to get the water out.
Here you go.
You're really thinking about it.
Or hold the
Well,
water.
it's kind of odd that it holds water, but it's full of holes.
Well, the holes are also on the inside. So it's holding them on the inside.
Oh,
Not the
yeah,
outside.
they are.
You guys ever notice that you don't know what your teeth taste like?
Some days I do.
Does everybody's teeth taste differently?
People's mouth tastes different.
You ever licked somebody's teeth?
By accident.
I have.
Did you make it sound like, oh, yeah. I walk up to you in a bar.
Girl, show me them teeth.
You got nice teeth. Can I lick them?
Being up for something means the same thing as being down for something.
That is correct.
I disagree.
The context is a little like,
Correct.
I'm down for sex, but sometimes I'm up for sex.
I think it's just like you have buddies that are up for anything, and you have buddies that are down for whatever. You know what I mean? Like, we're gonna get into something.
When you're down, you're in. When you're up, you can do it.
Yeah, you're right.
I just
I'm
feel
willing
like,
to
man,
do
I'm
that.
down for some pizza. Yeah, I'm up for some pizza.
Right. I feel like as far as I'm thinking of you and one other friend. You're up for everything. He's down.
Okay.
Like we can get into some trouble.
You don't talk about what you did when you're down.
Right.
Oh, I'm down for that.
Well, there's stuff we do when Mike's not around.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's when we get down.
When Mike goes to bed.
That's when we get down.
If you clean a vacuum, do you become the vacuum cleaner?
Well, sure.
Yeah.
That's just science.
Yeah.
Aren't you the vacuum cleaner? I mean, technically. You're not the vacuum cleaner.
If you clean a vacuum, you are the vacuum cleaner.
Correct.
But you're the
You
vacuum
become the
cleaner.
vacuum
cleaner.
cleaner.
If you clean
You
your
are the
vacuum
vacuum
cleaner, then
cleaner.
you're the vacuum cleaner.
Yeah, the vacuum cleaner.
Yeah. Technically, the brain named itself.
That's a good point.
All right, yeah.
That it
Aren't
did.
they cocky?
Which came first, man? The plant or the seed?
Seed.
Wow.
Yeah, it's got to be a mutation, right?
Yeah.
It's a seed that mutated from the plant that it originally was. When you
So
think
wait, so
about
you're
it.
saying the plant came first?
No, I'm saying that the seed came first. I think the seed came off of a plant, mutated, and turned into a different plant.
But then the plant came first.
Well, no, because the seed came first to grow the mutated plant. The plant, okay.
Well, the plant had to start
This
from
is
the
extreme.
ground.
This is extreme. Say like a dandelion. You know, you got your dandelion seed.
Yes.
That plant's over somewhere else, and all of a sudden a tulip grows because it mutates.
Okay,
the
but
tulip didn't come first.
we're talking plants.
Right.
So the dandelion is in fact a plant.
Okay, it is a plant, not
It is.
the plant. Did
Wait.
the plant come first, or did the seed come first?
We'll say the seed.
Do you guys ever think about nothing's really ever on fire? The fire's just on things?
Yeah. It's the truth.
And then I'll leave you guys with this one as far as the last stoner thought. ponder on this. If you smoke weed on a boat, does that make it seaweed?
All right.
God, what did my dad used to always say? When a seafood died, I see food and I eat it. Get it?
I get it, kid.
See, I'm high on seaweed. Get out of the boat.
4 men in Louisiana are facing charges for bringing their emotional support animals into a box store.
What's up with those animals?
I'll tell you all about it at 5:50.
Thank you, sir. Headlines are coming at 5:50. In the meantime, have we made it to drinking time?
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the men's room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Drink time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink test. Can Steve throw a hill to find out who we're toasting?
Yes, indeed. And today, you know what? We got to toast the fine folks at Muckleshoot Casino, specifically the Galaxy Room, and all of the people that showed up there, man. Saturday was an awesome day. We enjoyed our time a great deal. Hopefully you did too. Muckleshoot Casino always treat us fantastic. It's a great facility, but the Galaxy Room is outstanding. That said, I need to toast the new originals for getting back together, putting all of our egos aside, contract disputes.
Great show.
Because I think
really was.
I think what we can all agree on is to the sound engineers at the Galaxy Room and Muckleshoot, you guys are A+, man.
Hell yeah.
Look, 9 times out of 10 that you play on a live stage, and if you've ever done it, you know this to be true. Typically, the monitor mix, it's not that it's garbage, but you don't hear everything, or it's certainly not equalized. The monitor, and that's always my fear, but the monitor system there, man, the Galaxy Room, was on point. And everyone in the band said the same thing. Like, wow, dude, this is actually a fantastic mix. We can actually hear each other, including ourselves, but it makes a difference for how you perform, man. So,
and they had the smoke.
And they had the smoke, which we did not know you had, but our very own Mike Hawk, the Ted Smith, performed the final 2 songs of the event. And, as they're doing their thing, man, the smoke started coming up.
Yeah.
All right, man, this is cool. It's officially a concert. Keep in mind, the man that controls the smoke, also a new originals roadie, also in a contract dispute. I'm glad you guys worked that out just in time for the final 2.
We pawned him some cash.
Yeah, there you go. That's how it works. So, hey, man, if you were there, man, thank you for coming out there. It was a fantastic time, a lot of fun, and of course, I get the feeling we'll be back there probably next year. I think that was our 3rd year in a row. Yeah, man, it was fantastic. So, drink to you. We pour this booze and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy.
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies.
Down the hola bichola. Let's get a contestant on the line now for Profile This, 206-803-ROCK. Profile This is next.
The Toyota Tundra and Tacoma are designed to outlast and outlive, backed by Toyota's legendary reputation for reliability. So get in a Tundra with the available iForce Max hybrid engine, delivering exceptional torque and towing capacity. Or check out a Tacoma. With available off-road features like crawl control, it can take you beyond the trails. Toyota trucks are built to last. So don't wait. Get yours today. Visit buyatoyota.com for deals and more. Toyota, let's go places.
Spring's here. Flowers are blooming, birds are singing, and allergies? Yeah, they're back too. Sneezing, watery eyes. When they hit, you need a tissue fast. That's where Kleenex Ultra Soft Tissues come in. Whether you're at home or on the go, Kleenex Ultra Soft Tissues have you covered. Allergist-approved Kleenex Ultra Soft Tissues are gentle on your eyes and nose, so you can power through allergy season without missing a beat. Because while allergies are unpredictable, staying prepared is easy. For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex.
Every morning brings a fresh, new energy. And no matter what the day holds, we come to the Today Show for all of it.
We get the best start to the day because we started together.
Watch the Today Show weekdays at 7 a.m. on NBC.
Judd & Black is proud to offer top-named appliances like GE Profile. Right now, take advantage of the Innovation Rebate. Build your own suite of GE Profile appliances and get up to $2,000 back. Offer valid through June 30th, 2025. Smart features, sleek design, and huge savings. What's not to love? Plus, buy now and pay later. Financing options are available. Shop GE Profile and more right here at Judd & Black, your hometown appliance store for over 85 years. JuddBlack.com.
At Danner, the journey is never complete. The Danner N45 Trail Hiker is designed to support those willing to sweat in search of their edge. Featuring Perspare uppers with a Reaprene gussets for maximum breathability and Endurafoam midsoles for long-lasting comfort and cushion. The recraftable Vibram Mega Grip outsoles are built to be rebuilt. Danner's Precision Fit technology is available in women's styles. Breathe in the scenery with the Danner N45 Trail Hiker. Wherever you are on your journey, take new steps in the only direction you were meant to go. Forward. Explore the N45 at danner.com.
Going up. Prices keep going up these days. It feels like being on an elevator that only goes up. Going up. But not at Metro. We're pushing the down button. Going down. We've lowered prices and give you a 5-year price guarantee on talk, text, and data. Get one line of 5G data for $40. Period. That's 20% lower. Only at Metro.
5-year guarantee on eligible plans. Exclusions apply. See website for details. Not available at Metro with T-Mobile in the past 6 months. Tax applies.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With nonstop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation by offering comfortable and spacious cabins. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
Hey, anyone know what channel the game's on? We know. Download the Sports on What app today and always know how to watch the game. Satellite, cable, or streaming. Sports on What knows the channel the game is on, and you can too. Subscribe today to start your 7-day free trial. Sports on What? We know.
The Men's Room presents Profile This.
And Stephen Thrill-Hill, could you please tell everyone how Profile This is played?
Sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story, something that happened right here on planet Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story. Hello, Mark. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hey.
Hola. Hola. Mark, you understand how this here game is played?
Yep.
Fantastic. You have your choice today of one of 3 categories. Today, we offer you the wonderful world of drugs. We have Animalized This, where you guess the animal responsible for causing the problem. And finally today, License to Spill, where you guess the substance responsible for creating the problem.
I'll take drugs. Weed Week.
It is, in fact, Weed Week. That's what we've been told. All right. Here's your story. You might remember this story from earlier in today's program. We will see. This is kind of a spin on the wonderful world of drugs. A 45-year-old man was arrested after he pushed workers at a Brevard County Subway restaurant before pulling out a knife. The man went to the restaurant with a buddy of his, got into an argument with employees because he thought they had bad attitudes. Anyway, he became so annoyed with the employees that yelling at them, that wasn't doing the trick. So he went behind the counter, pushed one of the employees before pulling out a knife. He then raised a knife over his head like he was actually going to stab the guy, but he didn't. Now, deputies did say that his buddy tried to restrain him before both of them left the restaurant. Cops were able to track him down. He was arrested, and he faces charges of aggravated assault, burglary with assault or battery, and battery. This all according to the sheriff's office. So, where do the drugs come in? Well, his last name, there's where the drugs come in. His first name is Michael. But his last name, is it cocaine, coke, weed, or Molly? Cocaine, coke, weed, or Molly? What is this man's last name?
I'm going to have to go with Coke.
Coke.
Like your buddy. K-O-C-H, yeah.
Well, we know the answer.
You do know the answer.
Now, we're going to see if it's Coke. All right?
That's what we're going to do.
Is it cocaine, coke, weed, or Molly? We'll let you know next. Category is drugs on Profile. This man arrested after arguing with a Subway employee, then going behind the counter with a knife and threatening to stab somebody. Mm-hmm. He was not on drugs, but his last name is a drug.
Yeah.
So the question is this guy's last name cocaine, coke, weed, or Molly?
And that is the very question that we posed to you, Mark. And you went with what I believe to be the safe bet, because it is a real last name, Coke, generally spelled K-O-C-H. But, of course, for the purposes of today's game, it's just not so simple. The other options were Molly, weed. I know weed has been a last name. I've heard that before. But this guy's last name, for reasons I cannot explain, cocaine.
I've never heard of that.
And it's spelled Cocaine. And you're right. It is Edward/Eddie Cocaine. And it's,
Eddie Cocaine.
Like I said, everyone can go back, figure out more or less the origins of the last name. Montgomery is something like Mountain or Peak. Or Hill explains itself. Smith. I don't know what kind of Smith your family was, but it's
Blacksmith.
there. What about young Hawks? You were from a family of birds.
Yes, we were.
Yes. But cocaine, like, bro.
Family of birds.
Well, I bet his family name predates cocaine.
Maybe, but the coca plant's been around for a long time.
It is.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'd be interested to see the locations that his family stem from. Like,
start from Colombia.
The Colombians, okay.
Because of Johnny Xanax. Now for all TV news all time for TV Time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
All right, your choices today. You got Bill Maher, the Jimmys,
Fallon Kibble,
Seth Meyers, Weekend Update, Stephen Colbert, or Ted Smith.
Is it Ted or is it late night?
It is right there. The title is, guys have teams of talents and writers something come up with their monologues each and every night. It is up to you to determine, is this an actual late night joke and from whom, or could it be a The Ted Smith original?
Some food news. Some restaurants have started serving hot dog towers. It's like a seafood tower, but with hot dogs and fries instead of seafood. If you're going out for a hot dog tower, maybe going out isn't in your budget to begin with.
SNL.
You are Bill Maher. I'll say Bill Maher.
Smith. Damn it.
Listen, I literally ran into Throw and his wife yesterday at the store buying we were all buying hot dogs.
Mm-hmm.
I like hot dogs. I'm not going out to get a goddamn hot
Hot dog tower. That's just a bad look.
Yeah.
And Miller Lite. I noticed that in your car, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I got
it's a
hot
Miller
dogs,
Lite, yeah.
chips, and a sixer.
Miller Lite. That's all I saw in your car.
Just having a cookout, Mike. The assistant general manager of the Detroit Tigers has resigned after he sent lewd photos to staff, all with the caption, "Now this is a torpedo bat."
I'm guessing Michael J specifically SNL.
Yes, and yes.
The assistant general manager of the Detroit Tigers has resigned after he allegedly sent lewd photos to his colleagues, all with the caption, "Now this is a torpedo bat."
Oh, that'd be awesome. A Nevada man was arrested after seven emotional support tigers were found at his house. Must tell me one thing. What kind of problems do you have that 6 tigers couldn't fix?
That is Bill Maher.
SNL Jost.
Bill Maher.
Damn it. A man who was arrested after 7 emotional support tigers were found in his house must tell me one thing. What kind of problems do you have that 6 tigers couldn't fix?
A company in China has released a new artificial intelligence sex doll. And if you want the sex to be really good, set the intelligence to low.
That's SNL.
A company in China has released a new artificial intelligence sex doll, and if you want the sex to be really good, set the intelligence to low.
SNL was pretty good this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what when I was having my little cookout, that's what I put on.
Oh, okay.
Well, I love watching SNL, but I also always go, even if there's like somebody else with me, I go, sorry, man, it's Sunday evening. I got to watch this so I can talk about it tomorrow. But pretty good episode. We were watching the cold open in The Office. That guy that does Trump just does it awesome. Like I could do, I think a lot of people could do, a little bit of Trump or this or that, but he just has such wild up and downs when he gets loud and when he doesn't. And again, I'm still not sold. He clearly is taking shots at some of the staff.
Oh, yeah.
He's naming a mic, and you can't tell if they actually know he's going to do it or not, but it was really funny.
Like I said, I think it's one of those Stefan things where he said to the writers, look, man, I know what you wrote for the open. I'm going to do most of it. But I got a chance to roast 3 of my cast members.
Well,
I'm doing
their job is to act like time has stood still.
Right. Everyone else in the background.
So everyone's frozen in their spot.
Yeah.
So I think he was just trying to see if he could break any of their characters.
We talked about this a little bit earlier, but there was a thing called the White POTUS with President Trump and his family and other political figures. This White Lotus-inspired character, Sarah Silverman, parodied Amy Lee Chelsea's and wore overpronounced teeth. basically, she was kind of upset by it. She said, I do find that SNL thing mean and unfunny, such a shame. So I had such a great time watching it a couple weeks ago. And she's English, right? So she said, yes, take the piss for sure. That's what the show's about, but there must be a clever, more nuanced, less cheap way. At least get the accent right. Seriously, I respect accuracy if it's mean. Like, all right. Ironically, Miles gave me an article yesterday. SNL is actually going to start doing an SNL in England for the first time ever.
Yeah, I saw that, man.
I guess British SNL.
British SNL.
Which, like, there's certain British comedies I really like. Sometimes they're a little harder to get into. You just don't get the humor. So it would be kind of cool to see, like, a British version of them making fun of us and stuff like that.
I'm sure it'd be
And
great.
they can also get away with a little bit more.
Yeah, for sure.
And then to put it on late. So I'm going to assume it's a little edgier. And not that SNL is not. I'm just knowing that
British comedy by nature is generally a little.
But SNL had some really good skits, man. That white POTUS thing was good. Weekend Update was strong. There was a few times where I was just sitting there dying laughing. I was like, that's a good episode. Which, frankly, they were kind of due for.
Yeah.
Some of the there was like a couple strange skits at the end. Like, all right, man, we're getting back to the bread and butter here. Let's see, Mickey Rourke. Did you guys know he's over in England on Celebrity Big Brother?
I know nothing about Mickey Rourke except who he is.
I guess he's on the British one. I don't know if it's in England.
All right.
Basically, he got thrown off the show for inappropriate language and unacceptable behavior.
Yeah.
Mickey Rourke.
Yeah. Wouldn't you just assume that? Because it's not like a movie set where, like, you're contractual, and it still might happen there. But I feel like you put him on a show like that, like, guys, tell me you weren't shocked.
Well, that's the thing, right? He's gotten in trouble before with other female actors on the set that are like, this guy's disgusting, this and that. I guess JoJo Sweeney was talking about her sexuality. He displayed threatening and aggressive behavior toward former Love Island contestant Chris Hudges. Anyhow, Bella Thorne took social media and just said working with him sucked. He's gross. He kept, like, I don't have to break down the whole scene, but
He's Mickey Rourke.
I mean, he looks kind of creepy and gross.
What he looks like is who he is. Like, there's no shock there. Like, you would not ask him to watch your kid for a second while you go to the bathroom.
No, and Mickey Rourke's kind of famous for what? Like boxing, riding motorcycles, being kind of a tough dude.
Being crazy.
Right.
He's like Gary Busey. Like, no,
another good
what you're
call.
getting.
I don't care who you are. I don't think you leave Gary Busey to watch the kids.
No. I ain't one of them.
Yeah, they're fine. One of them's tied up. Like, why is one of them tied up?
Because I found rope.
Yeah, right.
Like, and that's his explanation.
I instructed how to tie each other. Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Come on.
What about buttered sausage?
There was some good stuff on this weekend. I got to give a shout out to my good buddy MCTP, Matt Comer, the producer on the podcast. He lightly said to me last week on the podcast, he said, yeah, me and my girl, we're going to watch Coachella this weekend.
Well, he lives there.
He does, but he said, I'm going to watch it on YouTube as they went last year. And just said it's so crowded, it's hard to move around. So Friday night, I got home and I was like, you know what, I'm going to pop this on. It was awesome. Like next weekend,
Is it live streaming?
It's live streaming.
Okay.
They live stream every single stage.
How was the sound?
Unreal.
Really?
Not only that, like, listen, we've live streamed live days, right?
Sure.
Like, it's very hard to keep streams going without interruptions. They have it down to a T.
And you got to think millions of people are watching this, right? Or at least hundreds of thousands at any one given time.
Yes, I'm not positive if people know, but I mean, look, I'm not a huge Lady Gaga fan, but she crushed it Friday night, right? And it's late, so like, I got home, I watched Missy Elliott do a set, and then you remember Prodigy?
Yeah.
Firestarter. I guess the white dude's dead.
I think so.
He wasn't there. So it was just the black dude singing it. But then, and then it went into Lady Gaga, and she came out with that Abracadabra song. It was like 11:30. I was like, I kind of want to go to bed, but this is awesome. And then, I was going to say, even Saturday, after our event, me and my buddy went to a bar, had some fun, and then we literally were like, all right, let's go back to the house, turn out the lights, because Green Day was going to play.
Okay. How about that?
You know what? I honestly, full disclosure, I hate on Green Day.
Yeah, we all do.
They kicked ass in concert.
Okay. And
there was a lot of stuff because, Charlie XCX? She was like, I should be the headliner, not Lord. Green Day. They're too old. I mean, to Green Day's credit, it looked like, I'm guessing, it looked like there was 100,000 people watching that show.
I mean, look, I don't like Green Day, but they obviously have a massive audience. So, hey, Charlie XCX, they've been playing longer than you've been alive.
But that's what a lot of people said online. They're like, look, you're
Just
really
give you a little
popular, but
perspective.
you have an album.
Right.
Right. And that's always been one of Coachella's things is that, like, now granted, it is arguably the biggest one in the world, but like they bring in all these different acts and they'll get people back together. Remember when Outkast played out there, those two hadn't been, I don't even know if they were friends for a long time. And then they were like,
I don't think they are.
yeah, like we'll do Coachella.
Sure.
But yeah, so just that was pretty cool. And then what was I gonna say, sports wise, you know, a lot of the big sporting events this year, like just haven't panned out that well. Right? Like Super Bowl, I mean, it college
was
championship
boring,
game
but, you know.
was like, yeah, all right. You know what I mean? But then you had the Final Four. That turned out great. And then credit to the Masters. The Masters were awesome
was
yesterday. And let's say Rory McIlroy took him one extra hole, but he finally got it done.
The long journey is over. McIlroy has his masterpiece.
People love Rory, and Miles, you can speak on it better than I can. But, you know, when that Live Tour showed up a couple years ago, he caught a lot of heat because he stuck with the PGA Tour.
Right.
He didn't go over there. And then there was a lot of back and forth with him and a bunch of other players. Now, here's where I felt for Rory, right? Because that Netflix show started with Full Swing. Is that he was like with the commissioner, like, all right, I'll stick with you. I'll be your guy. And then the commissioner out of nowhere was just like, oh, we're reversing it. Maybe we don't hate those guys, this or that. And he kind of hung Rory out to dry.
Based on the fact that he gave up a $200 million contract.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
Correct.
So it was like, look, I left all this money on the table. I trusted you.
And then you hung
And
me.
now, like, maybe these guys can play?
Correct.
What's the deal? You know?
Right, and those guys still come over and play in the majors and this and that. And then Rory, you got to remember too, you know, he's a child prodigy and stuff. I did not realize how long it had been since he won a major, right? Because I was kind of used to seeing him holding the claret jug for the British Open, or
He's like 63 now or something?
Rory?
Yeah.
No, he's like my age.
Is he?
Oh,
Why did I think he was so much older?
I might be older than him at 44.
Oh,
He
Jesus.
might only be like 42.
Not bad.
But he came out gangbusters and won like what 3 or 4 majors. But he had never won the Masters, so that was the one you wanted to kind of complete his own personal Grand Slam,
Of course.
like Tiger Woods has done and everything. But there was a lot of emotion there. I mean, that guy, he hits that last putt and just starts crying. I know a lot of people either don't like the Live guys. I think it's a little odd. He played 18 holes with Bryson DeChambeau and never talked to him the whole time.
I mean, you're in that position. I think it's business. It's just it's the final round. It doesn't matter if they were friends. I just think he is so.
I feel like you say something. You're playing 18 holes with the guy.
You talk to your caddy. I mean, sometimes, but
they were just also, I feel like the two faces of like the two tours.
Yeah,
right. Like Bryson.
I like both those guys.
I like both of them. That's my
That's what
issue.
sucks.
Is that I like both of them, but I kind of want to be like, couldn't you guys be a little friendlier with each other? But either way, the Masters, as far as a big sporting event, I feel like that kind of right after NCAA basketball, like, all right, that was fun. It was exciting. It was nice. It went into Sunday evening, and then then it was hot dog time. Basically,
chili dogs.
Chili dogs. Yeah, you want heartburn all night? Put some chili on your hot dogs.
Thank you, Tim. We appreciate it. You're listening to the Men's Room.
Bosch's innovative power tools make you feel like a Bosch. Like when you pile drive screws and bolts with the 2-in-1 impact driver, you'll feel like
Macho Man Randy Savage. Oh, yeah.
Or when you powerfully blast through concrete with the Bulldog rotary hammer, you'll feel
like I have the power.
And when you make buttery smooth cuts with the Glide Miter saw, you'll feel
Scoobity-bee-bop smooth, baby.
What he said. With expertly engineered power tools, the more you Bosch, the more you feel like a
Bosch Nerds.
Today's episode is sponsored by Smart Travel, a new podcast from NerdWallet. Smart Travel doesn't just cover points and miles. They break down all the financial aspects of your trip, whether that's the best days to book, how to avoid hidden fees, or which fancy travel credit cards pay off, and which ones are just an expensive flex. If you want your travel budget to work harder, then dive into the best deals, products, services, and more with Smart Travel from NerdWallet, wherever you get your podcasts.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds.
You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Room returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go. Semi-truck catches fire with 24,000 pounds of cargo. The cleanup will not be over easy. Meanwhile, a dog got stuck high on a roof, and the rescue video will definitely make you queasy. Nothing to see here, just 4 cowboys riding horses beside a push cart. A man gets Crocs caught on his pedal and drives into everyone's favorite name mart. And Pullman police have a busy weekend, rescuing a family of ducks and the marmots. It is time for your headlines.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my car.
Top story, we're going to Louisiana, where fun happens in the local Walmart. Local shoppers were stunned, and several videos were taken as their local branch was descended upon by 4 men on horseback. The quartet, self-named...
4 horsemen?
Exactly. The Cutthroat Cowboys rode into the store on their horses, which they attempted to pass off as emotional support animals, and caused a scene riding in and out of the aisles of the store. They eventually left the scene, but after warrants were issued for their arrest, 2 of the cowboys turned themselves in. They told authorities that they did it simply because it was something fun to do.
I believe them.
I believe
100%.
Yeah, right.
But you also had to know you can't ride a horse inside a Walmart.
Exactly.
They did.
So I appreciate the honesty. You know, they're like, if convicted, they can face, like, no, they're not going to. They're going to be told, don't ever do that again. Tell us who the other 2 were. We're going to go put them away. In other news, we go to Missouri, where a man's footwear caused a little chaos. Security footage tells the tale of when the man drove his Ram truck into his local come-and-go branch and rammed his truck into the side of the building before immediately fleeing the scene without leaving any information. He did repeatedly return to the scene of the crime, though always denied being the one that ran his truck into the building, in spite of driving the very same truck to the store every time, until police arrived at his door. He confessed to officers that he had run into the building, but uses the excuse that he was wearing his Crocs at the time of the incident and had accidentally lodged into his gas pedal, causing him to lose control and hit the building. He is facing some serious charges, and much like the last one, when he finally confessed, he was like, dude, I freaked out and left. And I believe that.
I believe it.
I believe your Croc did get gummed up to where you smashed into the doggone side of the building.
The bigger problem is when you lied.
Right.
Like if you came back and said, guys, I did the... Okay, but you just added a charge because you lied about it.
Because you came back and then you lied about it. You're not wrong. You are not wrong. I get it. You panicked. Look, I understand why you panicked.
Totally. Believe you. Absolutely.
Right. But either don't come back or when you do, tell the truth. Damn it. Over to Connecticut, where we have a pooch and a pickle. Local authorities got a call that a dog...
I'll eat that. Try our new pooch and a pickle. Come on down to the Thrill's Pickle Shack. We're putting real dogs inside of real gherkins. It's pooch and a pickle.
I try it.
Gherkin.
Oh, my God. Local authorities got a call that a dog was in peril as he was stuck to the roof of his home. On the roof, rather. Fire crews brought a bucket truck to the home and were able to safely corral the animal and bring him back down to the ground safely. They determined that the dog got out of the house through an upstairs window that gave him access to the roof and was unable to summon the courage to go back the same way that he came. When
Put a piece of bacon on a mattress.
Right.
A dog would just jump right off, land on the mattress, it's all good.
Yeah. I guarantee you this is not going to be the last time that this dog does this.
I'll probably do it again. Like, I got a lot of attention. I was safe enough.
Right.
Like, all right.
Right. And the firefighter was saying that he was relatively calm and brave while he was up there. Didn't want to go back down into the, wasn't stupid enough to climb back down the roof. But
this whole thing, like, oh, dude, I'm perfectly calm. I'm not doing that.
Right. I'm cool up here, man. We're fine.
Yeah. Actually, I'm pretty chill.
These views are incredible. I love it. But just in case those stories left a bad taste in your mouth,
thankfully, there's good news.
We don't got to go too far as we make our way out to Pullman, where local authorities had an eventful weekend. The story starts as local officers rescued a family of lost ducklings before they were called to help another animal in peril, a marmot that had gotten itself stuck under some train tracks. Side note, we have marmots.
Yeah, I was kind of shocked when I saw that.
The officers went to...
Yeah.
Yeah. Just a different kind of rodent.
Correct. I mean, the only time I've ever seen one live is on Mount Rainier.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, but they're usually at high altitude.
Crampons?
Yep. That's where they exist.
Yeah. Okay.
Isn't that why they named the company Marmot?
Yep.
Well, there you go. All right.
Marmot facts, dude.
Marmot facts.
Take that.
Ted Smith with the Marmot facts. Proud of you, buddy.
I got him into me.
You did, man. You got him.
Marmot stuff.
marmot stuff. Let's see here. The officers worked to squeeze the little guy out, and he scampered off as quickly as he could, leaving authorities hoping that he safely made it to his destination, reminding everyone that they proudly serve all members of their community, big and small.
Humble brag. We saved a marmot. Okay.
Men's Room Sports brought to you by the fine folks at Sports on What. The Mariners, my God, had a great weekend.
They did.
Coming off the series win against the Astros, the Mariners hosted the Texas Rangers and can proudly claim their first sweep of the season against the division rival.
They needed that.
Put them all the way back up at 500.
Yep.
They're on the road today, headed for Cincinnati to take on the Reds. That starts tomorrow. Good for you guys. You know what? This is why I hate this team, Miles. This is why I hate this team. Because I'm starting to get that little feeling in my gut again. And I don't like it.
Is it better to win than not?
Yeah. Let's just have a good summer. Let's just have a good doggone summer. As far as what you're going to watch tonight, you got some MLB baseball and some NHL hockey on as the season winds down. The playoffs are just around the corner. Find out where and when to watch all those sports in one convenient location. It is called the Sports on What app. And as far as your weather, good news. Clear skies tonight are dropping things down to the mid-40s. Tomorrow, we're looking at mostly sunny skies and a high in the mid-60s.
All right.
Let's freaking go. And now for the end of the show here, we played a little game. It's going to be all week long where we pulled somebody's name out of a hat. And your task is to try to decipher whose name we pulled out of a hat. So at the beginning of the show, we put them all inside of the one bowl. Miles, you chose it. Let's see how the voting shook down there. If you follow us on X at Men's Room Live. With the fewest votes, Miles Montgomery at 17%.
Jesus.
Myself in third place with 20% of the vote. Ted, second place with 30% of the vote.
Nice.
Steve the Thrill Hill, overwhelming victory at 33% of the vote.
Yeah.
It was Miles Montgomery today.
Yes,
it was
You can't even tell, Ted.
That's
Like you
right.
said.
I'll be damned.
I noticed you were a little quiet over there earlier.
Well, I had to get my crap together.
Exactly. you can't give away too much there.
No.
Clues are all throughout
Don't
the
show
show,
my cards.
and we're not gonna give away those clues right there. So tune in tomorrow as we find out. Whoa! Hey, who's the next name drawn out of the hat? That's every headlines. Mike Hawk is out.
We'll have a Weed Week inspired sit and spin tomorrow. The lovely Jolene is up next.
Yes, indeed, it's all true. But in the meantime, well, we be all about this bitch. So until next time, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network. Oh, man! A Double Flush production.
Now is the perfect time to start on your next success. An accredited state university, University of Maryland Global Campus offers online and hybrid courses. Plus, you can earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start May 14th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
The brand new Grand Casino and Shoreline is now open. Step into the action with Vegas-style table games like Baccarat, Heads Up Hold'em Poker, Pai Gow, Blackjack, and High Card Flush. Feeling hungry? Feast on delicious Chinese, Vietnamese, and continental dishes, plus breakfast favorites. Dine in or take out. And don't miss daily happy hours from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. to midnight. Grand Casino and Shoreline off Aurora. Open daily from 9 a.m. to 4 a.m. Visit GrandCasinoGaming.com. Welcome to the Grand Experience.
The Toyota Tundra and Tacoma are designed to outlast and outlive, combining raw power with precision engineering, all backed by Toyota's legendary reputation for reliability. Climb inside a Tundra and experience the uncompromising strength. With its available iForce Max engine, the Tundra delivers exceptional power, torque, and towing capacity. Plus, the spacious and high-tech cabin keeps you connected on the run. Or check out a Tacoma. Agile, dependable, and unstoppable. The Tacoma's designed for those who go beyond the trails. Stay ahead of the pack with available off-road features like crawl control. Or break out your tunes with the available portable JBL speaker. Toyota trucks are built to last, year after year, mile after mile. So outlast every adventure and outlive the moment. Buy a Tundra or Tacoma today. Visit buyatoyota.com, the official website for deals. Or stop by your local Toyota dealer to find out more. Toyota, let's go places.
Spring's here. Flowers are blooming, birds are singing, and allergies, yeah, they're back too. Sneezing, watery eyes, when they hit, you need a tissue fast. That's where Kleenex Ultra Soft Tissues come in. Whether you're at home or on the go, Kleenex Ultra Soft Tissues have you covered. Allergist-approved Kleenex Ultra Soft Tissues are gentle on your eyes and nose, so you can power through allergy season without missing a beat. Because while allergies are unpredictable, staying prepared is easy. For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex.
With Fidelity Wealth Management, a dedicated advisor gets to know you and your goals to build a comprehensive plan to help grow and protect your wealth. Backed by a team of specialists, they'll analyze all your accounts, even the ones they don't manage, to keep an eye on taxes and provide proactive portfolio insights that can help you unlock your wealth's full potential. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC. Member NYSE SIPC.